The following program is meant for adult audiences only. If you are easily offended, you are choosing to be offended by continuing to watch. If jokes upset you, whether bad or good, you might end up crying. Being a bitch in life is difficult, I imagine, but you must find a way to continue. For all the haters and lurkers, hope you enjoy the show. For the bigot army, enjoy the show. Don't be a pussy.
そうだ。テレビつけてもいいぞ。
冒険アニメ。
よりによって。
サイレンサー付きの拳銃だと。
ワクワク。
Here we go! Lucha, 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 lucha! It's the way of life!
There is a fifth dimension, beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, between science and superstition, and it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call
the Grifter Zone.
Oh, you found your moo.
My crew is big and it keeps getting bigger. That's 'cause Jesus Christ is.
Man, I want to get drunk in a hotel room with you.
That might be taken out of context.
Gay, gay, gay.
Oh. No. How is it my fault? What? The bracket gifted this and I'm immediately called an anti-Semite? Come on, dog.
Bruh.
What are these characters? Nazi furry? Hypno, why would you do this to me? Said, welcome to Goonergate. Protect your booty hole.
What's up, nerds? It's Alyssa Mercante, Kotaku senior editor, and
nobody even wants you here.
And I would take her to Chili's, maybe. You know, like, genuinely, I just want the best for her. Genuinely.
Listen, if it was consensual and you didn't hate the Jews, I'd fuck the shit out of you. I would.
What did he say? People are gonna clip that. You know that I don't.
Clip it. I know you don't. Come on. But that's the thing. Why can't we have fun?
Bruh.
That's an interesting way of putting. That makes sense.
He's jealous. Fuck yeah. Been knew I was that bitch. I didn't need a man to tell him to fuck.
And Hypnotic again, member for 1 month. Thank you. Enjoy First Berserker. What's that black stuff between an elephant's toes? Slow natives. Wait.
Wild.
Yeah. On the other end of the spectrum. Yes.
Okay. I'd say that goes out of dad into dark, but sure, yeah.
Okay. Definitely dark.
Somebody replies and it says, "This is embarrassing." And he says, "Not as embarrassing as your take on trans kids. It was not researched. It was cruel and it had no basis in facts. So forgive me if I don't take all your takes that seriously." Who's this person?
Bruh.
Look at the fucking thumbnail. God of Cock Meltdown. Oh my God, look at this. Oh man. Yeah, sure. Trans kids, for sure, man.
Right, but you're giving an opinion on an article with a headline that's inflammatory. So the fact that you're giving an opinion on what's on screen,
Did
can
I
I
focus on the inflammatory nature of the headline?
Well, can I assume that everything in this article you would agree with?
You shouldn't assume. It makes an ass out of yourself and me.
Okay, so then
down his timeline, you're gonna see a lot of ass and titties. Okay, me on my Twitter timeline, you ain't gonna see none of that. As a matter of fact, like I can show you, I can scroll down my entire news feed on Twitter. Why would you ruin my point? I'm trying. God damn. Why would you ruin it? I didn't do that. I don't know who this chick is. Why would you do that? I can't even edit it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Someone you love been canceled? Have you been the target of online harassment because of something you said or refused to be compelled to say by the mob? Did you mistakenly think you could be an individual, form your own opinions, and keep all of your phones? Did your social credit score tanked because you had a conversation with, subscribe to, or follow someone who suffers from wrongthink? Have you been called a literal Nazi because you think taking care of one's physical health is important? Have you tried apologizing for your transgressions only to find out you actually poured gasoline on the they-them flames? Have you ever had a politically incorrect thought or, heaven forbid, made an off-color joke? Well, we here at the Office of the Cancelled are here for you. As a member of the club, we offer exclusive trading cards, flak jackets, lapel pins, access to bomb shelters, as well as audio tracks from based artists that are sure to pump you up for a day at the range and get some of that much-needed two-way therapy. Remember, folks, you're only canceled if you let yourself be canceled, and every one of those collectivist NPCs can go fuck themselves.
Eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Eat the cat, eat the cat.
I'll wait some time because the longer we wait, like the more realistic it'll be, you know, when he comes back to life. The touch of the black man in a woke story. The God hand shining down, shining upon thee. White man as you lay down. Cis white man and couple in background. Understand the power of a black man is a God hand.
Pro-black Twitter!
I breathe life into you. One touch is not enough from greatness. One touch from the black man. Watch me do it again. Kneel and be amazed at the touch of the black man. I bring life. I bring life.
Pro-black Twitter hoes!
That's right! That's right!
Robocock, don't clip that, no!
Bruh.
Oh God, that's getting clipped.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Oh shit. I was doing so good tonight too.
Drops, retard. Robocock.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Hypnocast. That's right, we are live, boys. We are live, we are live, we are live. We're going to dive down the rabbit hole that is known as the internet. But before we do that, boys, wow, that's really close. Bring it in. Bring it in awkwardly close. Come on, get it in. Hurry up. Hurry up. Bring it in close. Let's go. Hurry up. What is taking you so long? Bring it in. I'm seeing all kinds of hugs in the chat already. Look at that. That's amazing. That's amazing. Bring it in. Let's go. Hurry up. Hurry up. Our dicks are touching.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
I was a little gay. I was just a little gay.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
Listen very closely. If you're watching on YouTube, like the stream. Like it. Like it. If you're watching on Rumble, that's impossible. As you know why. If you're watching on Twitter, like the post. And if you're watching anywhere else, that's impossible. You're gay. So like the stream. Like the stream. Figure it out. Can I get a mic check, please? Mic check, titty check, balls check. What are we checking, man? What are we checking today, boys? Hey, listen, it's been an interesting 24 to 48 hours, let me tell you. As you guys are all aware, it's been a pretty interesting 24 to 48 hours. But as you know, the show must go on, unfortunately. And we get to hang out today, luckily, every day, as we always do, and shoot the shit as to what is going on in the gaming industry. So what are you guys checking today? Crusty undercarriage check. Wow, that's interesting. Salutes check. Okay. Hypnotic doc check. Interesting. Yotei is burnt check. Okay. R.I.P. Charlie Kirk check. Absolutely. Nightmare bundle. Does that say nightmare bundle? Dev unemployment check. True. R.I.P. Charlie Kirk again. True. Playing Doom check. Nice. Which one? Which Doom are you playing? Did a big buy today. Good. Good. What'd you buy? Hopefully something good. Wait, a big buy and it's Blue Octopussy? Oh, no. She bought a massive black dildo. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's where we're going to end. Our ESG scores are at their maximum. We are fully funded. Like the stream. Let's go. Let's go. Let's do a Bigot Army roll call. Let's see who is in his chat right now. Aside from former Kotaku Eurydice, Black Samurais that did exist at one point but no longer do, and people that swear they are the best human beings in the world, and yet they celebrate the death of someone who just ideologically disagreed with them. It's a lot of those right now. We got Old Man Cad say he got 8 hours of sleep. Great job, man. Mr. Melancholy with the big booty Japanese goth girls. That's always good. That's always good. We got Powakan. What's up, man? Powakan, how you doing? Yes, today is 9/11 on top of that, too. We're going to get into all of it. Don't worry. We're going to get into all of it. Sleeping Nova. Courageous Kirsten. What's up? Black Tailgate. Anubis Hades. Lost my balls again? Oh, no, that's not good. Somebody get his balls back. Somebody get his balls back right now. Right now. Netflix Foreign. Tailfin. What's up, man? Diet Spam. What's going on, Diet Spam? Rodoka. Annie. Rockin' Hound Dog. Jimmy V. What's going on? I am Ted Bovis. Melody Johnson. Joe Moran. Mr. Vegeta. Calculator Gollum. Matt Fun Cool. Darth Gooder. Heisman. Assassin 86. Genetic Spore. Peaches and Cream. Christopher Lloyd. Sonia Lisette. Adam Juneman. Yamato 85. Ryan says got a raise at work. Nice fucking job. Nice fucking job. Congratulations to Ryan. Everybody give a congratulations, Ryan. My man got a raise at work. Let's go. Good job, bro. Toxin, who always gets raises at work, if you know what I'm saying. Inferno Hell Knight. Blue Octopussy. 40 books of the Pokemon manga in pristine condition. Oh, nice. Very nice. That's awesome. That's a good buy. Twisted Devotio. Vladimir Shestakov. Chronaros, a.k.a. Keldrick. Audio Pollution. Monkey Man Ofoy. Galkirman. Luke Carrot of the Sun. Dragon. Felstaff. David Chen. Yeah, we're going to talk about Borderlands 4 today. We got Netflix Foreign. Yamato 85. We got Marius, ARC, Dexkey, Wolfrune, Hollified Matt, Black Tailgate, Breezy Stratton, Death Star, Stin Rocks, Commander Sonok, Matthew with the Hero Prees. We got, who else is here? Let's see. Let's scroll down. Joker JK. We got Cole Morrow. We got Scooby, Alucard. We got Limitless Andre. Who else is here? I am Ted Bovis, Frenchie07. We got Ron DFK, Nick Havoc, Magdi, Oliver Adam, King Demon Wing. What's up, bro? Voice in the Water, Romanizer 24. We got Nitrium. All right, boys, listen. 4 more people. 4 more people. We got to go on. We got to go on with the show. Come on, 4 more people. Caros. If not, give me a list of games and game devs who celebrate this. I'll disown them and their games. I made videos about it all day today. And we're going to talk about it all night tonight. So don't worry about it. We got you. We got Jeremiah Maxwell, Cybertech Wolf. Who else is here? Let's see. Low KZ420, Rodoka, Gray the Merchant, This Female Gamer, October Sky, Reaper Knight, Wasteland Panda, Kiata Coley, Scooby Pup, Democulus, Valkyrie, Intellectual Monkey. And the profile picture on top of that is great. All of it, all of it is great. Serpentine Deity. Who else is here? Juan Carlo. What's up, Juan Carlo? How you doing, man? We got James, Ali Kusanagi, Mad Max 2069, King Demon Wing, Raisama, Drake, Astarian, Gooder Damas, and last but not least, Grooves Games, Roxy Soxy. Who else? Let me see. The Only Hero, and Hammer Biotech, Blaze Starbin, Son the Lich, and Dedraconic. All right, guys, listen, I called out as many people as I possibly could. Can we get a massive buddy shot today in celebration of Charlie's life, man? I don't know if he would want that considering his values, but you know what? Fuck it. It is what it is. Who are we going to sacrifice tonight for the massive money shot today, boys? Come on, let's see. Who's going to get the final call-out money shot today? We got the Voice in the Water saying support free speech. No woke game devs. No blue sky. No Soros. Distract attackers with the videos of chinchillas. Times 5. Use legend summons to call Rustum, Heracles, and Sun Wukong to break targets' defenses. I feel like Sun Wukong is very OP, but I'm going to let it slide for now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hanny, basic bitch booty hole protection with Cassie's military-grade goon oil. The next bodycon down 6 will be sent to Sonichu's cave to have a dinner with his greatness, cuh. Also, Hypno is gay, cuh. Damn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, man. Come on. What is with this fucking greed? What is with this greed? Can we at least make it a little bit difficult? My God, man. Some of the people in the chat, they're just like, gimme, 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 gimme. Jesus, Marius, man. Come on. Jeez. Shout out to Marius. Congratulations. You are the recipient of the money shot today.
What the?
Like the stream, boys. Like the stream. Come on, hit that like button. Doesn't take much. It does not take much. All right, boys, listen, we got a lot we got to talk about today. Considering we're going to be talking about a bunch of morons today, I think we're going to be skipping retard of the day for a while because retards of the week is going to be a thing. Really, that's honestly what it's going to be. At this point, you know, the 3 main topics that I have for today, I'm debating whether or not I want to do a 4th one because I have a pretty good story on Borderlands. I feel like I wouldn't do it a due justice if I made it a fast topic. But the 3 main topics I have for today is we're going to check out MadamSavvy's second thread, deep diving into the people who are celebrating Charlie Kirk's death, who are in the gaming industry. There's a lot more people to go over. So we're going to discuss the publicly available tweets and publicly available information. YouTube, I'm looking at you, that has been posted by the people celebrating this stuff. And if they want to celebrate it, I say we celebrate with them. and we go over it together. So we are going to check out the people who are celebrating Charlie Kirk's death and, just see what it's about. So we're going to check that out. We are also going to check out some interesting information that was just recently divulged about the CIA. Apparently, there is an active agent right now who apparently celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk, and I think that's really interesting. Let's just say that. I think that's really interesting to see a current CIA agent get caught celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk. So we're going to cover that, even though that's not gaming news. I might end up putting that on Hypnotic Live. We'll see. That's why I'm saying it might be a fourth. There might be a fourth. We'll see. There might be a fourth major topic today. We're going to talk about Borderlands. Borderlands might be a main topic today. I'm not 100% sure, but Borderlands might be a main topic today, mainly because we spoke about Borderlands and we went over all the red flags that game was going to have, and lo and behold, the game runs like shit. Wow. Lo and behold, the game runs like shit. Anybody shocked by that? Oh, I'm sorry, not the CIA. Secret Service. My mistake. Secret Service. It's a Secret Service agent. My mistake. Sorry. We're going to go over it. Again, news is flying fucking fast. I apologize. My brain is still racked right now. Borderlands 4 runs like complete shit. It opened up to mostly negative reviews. People are calling everyone else fascist on the Borderlands 4 Steam page. People are calling people fascists for reviewing the game negatively. I mean, it's fucking insane, bro. So we're going to talk about that. And we're also going to talk about the Sucker Punch developer that was celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk. Well, she is now celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk on the unemployment line because she's been officially fired. And all the best people in the world are melting down over it. They're clearly not happy about it. So, I mean, that's that. We got to go over that. We got to talk about it. We got to talk about her responses and see exactly what's going on with that situation. So we got a lot we got to go over, boys. And I also have fast topics. I got a bunch of fast topics that we got to go over today. So it's going to be a very busy stream. So please do me a favor, like the stream. Like it with all the love in the world, right? Just take it out and whip it. You know what I'm saying? Just whip it on the like button. I would greatly appreciate it. But before we do any of that, boys, we got to do the number one segment on YouTube, the number one segment on Rumble, the number one segment that all the true fascists in the world absolutely fucking hate with every fiber of their being. And this segment is none other than the pre-stream legend.
Money, print money, cash, money, well, capitalism, raise a bunch of money, more money, heaps and heaps of money, print money, cash, money, well, capitalism, raise a bunch of money, super chat money.
As salty as the sea, calling us no code names. SJW screaming, but it's money they blame. Burning with envy, they're falling flat. They can't handle the sound of a super chat.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go over the pre-stream legends. We don't have too many, so it should be fairly quick. We got Lurker Supreme. Very quiet Lurker Supreme. Usually he puts in a bit of a banger. I don't know if YouTube deleted his comment or something like that. But shout out to Lurker Supreme dropping a massive $50.83 mega banger. Absolute fucking Shout out to the Lurker Supreme. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate the $50.83 mega banger. Hopefully, like I said, YouTube didn't delete your comment. Maybe you just wanted to be silent today. Who knows? Who knows? Ali Kusanagi gifting a membership. Shout out to Ali Kusanagi. Appreciate that. He also gifted a membership over on Griffcast, so I appreciate that, bro. And then we got Keldrick Cornaros becoming a member all on his own. Shout out to Keldrick. Thank you so much for becoming a member. I appreciate that, bro. And then starting us off, King Demon Wing with a 5 membership banger. And you already know what that means when we get the first membership banger of the stream.
りだと鳥にさにさすだと進むから売れるから明日は絶対もっとシャイニー自分次第深めに合い今すぐスタートボタンを押してみるも私はこんなんじゃないはず。
Shout out to King Demon Wing with the 5 membership banger. I appreciate that, bro. Thank you so much. And then following it up, of course, as always, Lucifer Morningwood with the 5 membership banger right after
My hands
that.
are shaking, but I'm still shooting. I'm still getting the headshots. It's like boom, headshot, boom, headshot, boom, headshot.
Shout out to Lucifer Morningwood. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, man. And then Black Tailgate with 1 Hypnotic membership. Thank you, Black Tailgate. I appreciate that. And then we got Peaches and Cream dropping a 5 membership banger. Thank you so much, Peaches and Cream.
It's the way of life.
Thank you so much, Peaches and Cream. I'm going to start using Mucha Lucha for membership. It's going to be funny. BioT Wolf 19 with a 5. I once saw a one-handed man in a second-hand store. I told him, I don't think they have what you're looking for, sir. Oh, we're officially back, boys. We're officially back. When the super chat dad jokes start rolling in, oh, man. Oh, man. Mega Vobloom with a 2. I keep finding Sonia's beads all around Silk Song. You enjoy that? Denarier with a 9.99. He says, I was engaged in something much more unpleasant than espionage. Ideological subversion, which is seldom explained to people by your media because the media is part of that process. Yuri Bezmenov. Shout out to Denarier with the fucking facts, my friend. I appreciate that. And again, I think the interesting thing about this entire week is that it shows exactly this. It shows exactly what you're saying, how there is a difference in reporting between what happened to Irna and what happened to Charlie, right? Both of them are white, but one got utilized by the press, and the other did not, for obvious reasons. So, shout out to you, Denariah. Thank you so much for the $9.99. I appreciate you as we are on our way. If we get lucky, we're trying to hit 448 tier 1s in a row today and 137 tier 2s in a row. Thank you, guys. Alice Lovely for 14 months. Continue doing what you do. Shout out to Alice. Thank you so much, Alice. I appreciate that very much. 14 months is insane. Thank you so much. And then we got the only hero with a $20 banger. Look at this guy.
Here we go! Mucha lucha, mucha lucha. It's the way of life. Mucha lucha.
He says, in memory of Charlie and supporting of a creator who also pushes free speech, just a different flavor. Is that what I am? A different flavor now? Shout out to the only hero. I appreciate that, man. I really do. Thank you so much. And yes, RIP to Charlie Kirk. RIP to Charlie Kirk. We got Anubis Hades with a 2. Says, wife won't help me find my lost balls. I'm sad. Cries. I got you, bro. We're in this together, man. By the end of the stream, we're gonna find your balls. We're gonna find your balls together. Don't worry. Don't worry. Shout out to you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right, guys, like the stream, man. We are fully caught up on all the pre-stream legends. Legendary, absolutely legendary. We're going to go over the fast topics really quickly, and then we're going to get into the main topic. So stick around. There's a lot to go over, boys. Sincerely. Obviously, you know, the what do you call it? The entire like fucking world is exploding right now. Totally understand. We still got to cover the news as it's coming in, so That's what we're gonna do. Hold on. There's a comment. Majin GT Hypnotic, be careful, man. This Aussie streamer I used to follow got people genuinely thinking he actually works at Rockstar and is fucking everything up for him with his idiotic takes on Charlie's death. Damn. That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't have any GTA 6 stories. I heard of one particular person who's from GTA 6, I think a voice actor or something like that, celebrating the death. But I wait until I get a little bit more information before I do any video. So I'm not just going to go based off one person unless it's absolutely confirmed. So I guess we'll see. Hold on. They're coming in now. What's going on? What's going on, guys? Panda Rockets. $4.99. I wish to opt out giving my taxpayer money to these psychopathic goblins. We all know most of them don't work and contribute nothing. True. True. That's one of the downsides. You know, anytime you have any kind of public service like that, it always gets taken advantage of. The worst people ruin it for the people who actually need it. Mrs. Banger's Coffee with a 5. What do you learn to make a banana split? Sunday school. Oh, yeah, we're back, boys. Son the Leech with ARS 100. The unemployment line is looking diverse and inclusive today. People hiring these geniuses are putting their brand in the hands of people cheering for terrorism. RIP Charlie Kirk. Shout out to you, bro. Yes, the unemployment line is definitely looking pretty diverse right now. I guess they should be very happy. I guess they should be very happy about that. All right, boys, let's get into it. We're going to start off with numero uno. We got some Lara Croft interesting news. And for those of you who might be new here, fast topics are literally very fast, so don't worry about it. Look at this fucking guy, Girthy Banana with a 189. Boo, no banana jokes. Thank you, Girthy Banana, and all your veins. I appreciate it, bro. Check this, guys. Check this out. So we got French Lara Croft actor is apparently issuing a cease and desist to the Tomb Raider Remaster studio as multiple foreign dubs of the game are accused of adding AI voiceover. Asper seems to be responding to the outcry, but has not publicly commented. As reported by The Gamer and Le Parisien, I have no idea, the former French voice of Lara Croft, Francois Cadal, has reportedly issued a cease and desist to Asper over what seems to be AI-generated voice lines imitating her in the remasters of Tomb Raider 4, 5, and 6. Lara Croft's Brazilian-Portuguese actor for this portion of the series, Lane Bastos, has also spoken out about her performance being modified in this way. And other localizations may have also been affected, according to The Gamer and French Tomb Raider fan account, Tomb Raider Files. Now, in terms of this situation, this is a little bit tricky, right? However, if they are mimicking her voice and they're using AI to do it, that's a big no-no. Like, this is what the developers and a lot of voice actors were fighting against during the strike. Remember the whole gaming strike that happened? They were trying to fight against AI being utilized to replace these voice actors, where they're stealing their actual like voice. So that's definitely gonna be a problem. I gotta imagine, especially if she's willing to send a cease and desist. I mean, she's obviously pretty serious about it. Asper seems to already be on the case fixing this, but the studio has not publicly commented on the matter. I have reached out to Asper. Now, if they're fixing it already, that means that they know that they fucked up. The changes appear to have been made as part of an August 18 patch to Asper's remaster of The Last Revelation Chronicles and The Angel of Darkness, a follow-up to its well-received remaster of the first 3 Tomb Raider games from 2024. Tomb Raider Files has a side-by-side comparison of some original lines and their replacements from the French dub uploaded when the patch first released. Yeah, that's a big no-no. They cannot do that. And it reminds me of when, I think it was the first Descendant. Do you guys remember when the first Descendant has, they used AI to take a popular streamer's face, persona, and everything, all the way down to his voice. They used AI to make a advertisement for their game, The First Descendant, without his permission. They just took his fucking persona and they made an advertisement. It's crazy what these people are trying to do with AI, bro. And all of it just to save a couple of bucks. AI is going to get I'm telling you, even worse. Even worse, man. First time you heard about this? Oh, you didn't hear about this? It happened a while ago. Let me see if I can find it really quick. First Descendant. The First Descendant, let's see. Steals streamer with AI. Let me see if it comes up. Hold on. Yeah, here we go. Check this out. This happened a while ago. It's like, bro, that's terrible. They stole my face. Streamer claims that the First Descendant ads used AI to make it look like he's the one that's actually promoting it. I remember this. I remember this guy. Daniel the Demon says his likeness is being used without his permission. This is the ad that they use. Look at this shit. Can I play it? Hold on. It's not. Hold on. Why is this not? Why is this not working? Let me see if. Oh, here we go. It switched screens. Sorry about that. Hold on.
Wall Crasher is invading. I'm going to defeat it with my new Descendant Nell. She's a telekinetic powerhouse who can mark enemies for extra damage and support allies with shields and increased coverage. Click the screen to join the game now.
The First Descendant makes every second full of energy. Speed through the vast axiom.
Did you see how weird that is, bro? Like, you can clearly see it's AI. You can clearly see it's not real. His voice is not even syncing up with the way that he talks. But they literally stole his fucking likeness to make an advertisement for their game. It's crazy. I figured most of you guys have heard about this by now, which is why I didn't, talk about it. But they did this. They did this without his permission. They just straight up stole his entire fucking identity and used it to promote their game with a bunch of other fake influencers. These are fake. These are not real people. And none of these people in this ad are real. Not a single one of them are real.
With battles so intense they'll make your heart race. Team up with 7 others to face powerful bosses, and the new hero Nell's telekinetic powers make the fight even more thrilling. Come experience this newly upgraded combat game and ignite every battle.
That's fucking wild, bro. Every single one of these people are fake.
Awards for free. This is the world's most popular shooter RPG, offering an exhilarating team combat experience with breathtaking sci-fi settings. Here, you can ride the new hoverbike to traverse the vast new battlefield, Axion Plains, and gather an 8-person team to challenge the colossal boss, Wall Crasher. Tap the screen.
Insane. I'm gonna link this for you guys. Yeah, it's fucking terrible. I'm gonna link this for you guys because I thought you guys knew about it, but they're not even wanting to pay streamers anymore. They're just like, I'm gonna make up my own fucking streamer, or I'll just steal the likeness of a popular streamer. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. They're fucked up for this. So when I see the lawsuit, or not the lawsuit, when I see the cease and desist from the Lara Croft person, I'm like, okay, well, this makes sense because I have seen them use AI to steal people's like this before. I feel like we've all seen this at this point. So shout out to this person. Hopefully, they stop. Apparently, they're fixing it. Again, I don't know the side by side. I'm gonna link both articles right now in the chat so that you have it. You're more than welcome to check it out. I'll link both that one and the one with the streamer like this so that you guys can read about it later down the line if you want to. So you could save those links. That way you can check it out. All right, next fast topic. We got guys. So with the whole thing with Charlie Kirk has been going down. I don't know if you guys realize this, but Nintendo has been pulling some absolute fuck shit. Fuck shit. Like major fuck shit. Okay. And I'm glad I get to talk about it now. So I'm going to talk about it quickly. All right. Nintendo has been pulling some major fuck shit. They just recently got more patents approved in the US about supposedly summoning creatures in the most vague terms, basically entirely. Nintendo essentially owns the entire premise of summoning creatures. I'm not kidding, bro. This is like wild. Wild. What the fuck? What do you mean? What do you mean? Like, bro, Final Fantasy literally has summons. You mean I can't summon in Final Fantasy anymore? What the fuck is this? Anyway, Former Pokemon Company head lawyer says, yeah, those latest Nintendo patents are a bit much. Aren't they? I wish Nintendo and Pokemon good luck when the first other developer just entirely ignores this patent. Bro, what they're getting away with is crazy. And I got to tell you, man, you know, the situation between Nintendo and Power World, I for the most part, I've always been on Power World's side. But I am now on their side more than ever because Nintendo is not for the gaming industry. It's not for gamers. Nintendo is for themselves. And them actually successfully patenting this is crazy to me. It's crazy to a lot of people, actually. A lot of lawyers are coming out against this, and they don't understand how this got passed. They don't understand how this patent actually went through because it's so fucking vague. It's not even funny. This week, the internet is flush with freshly self-appointed legal experts thanks to emerging news that Nintendo has added more patent weaponry to its ever-growing legal arsenal, including a patent on calling and battling companion characters that was seemingly rubber-stamped without pushback by U.S. patent officials. Gee, I wonder why. I wonder how that happened. I wonder how that happened. How do you guys think that happened? That a patent just got pushed through the U.S. patent officials without any pushback whatsoever? Gee. Interesting. Yesterday, we published the opinions of video game IP lawyer Kirk Sigmund, who called Nintendo's latest patents an embarrassing failure of the U.S. patent system. Other legal experts are now echoing Sigmund's skepticism, including the Pokemon Company's own former head lawyer himself. As is typically the case in video game patents, the new Nintendo patent generating outcry, U.S. patent 12 billion, etc., uses extremely specific language in its claims, which define its rigorous legalese, the mechanics of the Let's Go auto battle features of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. But even though those claims would have to be met word for word to prove infringement, former Pokemon Company Chief Legal Officer Don McGowan told Eurogamer that he isn't convinced the patent will hold up to scrutiny in a lawsuit due to its similarities to existing art. Yeah, I don't think this shit's going to hold up at all, to be honest with you. I wish Nintendo and Pokemon good luck when the first other developer just entirely ignores his patent. And if those companies sue that developer, the developer shows decades of prior art. McGowan said, this isn't Bandai Namco with the loading screen patent. This is, bro, we talked about desperation when it came to the whole Charlie Kirk thing. And we talked about how with his assassination, basically it proves that the people who did it are afraid of what he has to say so much that they have to silence him because there was no other way for them to do anything else. This is how I feel about Nintendo. Nintendo, after they got felted by Power World so fucking hard that they lost millions upon millions of dollars because they didn't give gamers what they wanted, and somebody else came along, made their own thing, and made so much money off of the backs of Nintendo because Nintendo was asleep, Nintendo is now trying to do everything they can to wage legal warfare to ensure that they don't have competition ever again. Sincerely, they are so fucking scared of what Power World did to them that they don't want competition ever again. I have never seen a company go this hard to ensure that competition gets stifled. I mean, sincerely, if anybody else has, then you can let me know. But I haven't seen a single company go this hard to ensure that they cannot be competed against. It is fucking insane, bro. Genuinely insane. So anyway, I don't know if this patent's gonna get challenged in any way. I don't know if they're gonna go after older games. I don't see how that's possible. Like the lawyer said, you're gonna be going up against people who have decades worth of work. You're not gonna sue Final Fantasy because you could summon characters now, or summon summons. You know what I mean? It's like I feel like you are going so above and beyond. But what it is that I don't think they're trying to go after older games. I think they're trying to ensure that another Power World never happens again. That's what I think they want. I think they want to ensure that another Power World is to never exist again. That's basically it. So, shout out to Nintendo. You are the absolute fucking worst, bro. Oh my God. The legal warfare is truthfully unbelievable. All right, before we get into some of the main topics, we got one more fast topic. This person is, I didn't feel like making an entire video dedicated to this one person. But considering that they so desperately want to be seen, we still got to talk about it. So, obviously, the America's favorite gaming journalism website, Kotaku, and by, America's favorite, I don't really mean that. America's favorite gaming journalist website, the founder of Kotaku, shocker, I know, the founder of Kotaku having ideological psychopath, or being an ideological psychopath, Apparently, Brian Crescente has mocked the death of Charlie Kirk on social media hours after the fatal shooting. Apparently, if we scroll down, you're going to see here a post from Grum saying game journalists are scum continued, which basically shows Brian Crescente saying, imagine being upset the architect of the insurrection attempt, an active coup, an election denier, and climate denier getting shot. Who knows how many deaths can be attributed to this dude? I like how they like to say, oh, it's okay that he got killed because he contributed to the deaths of other people with no actual facts to back that up whatsoever. Like they're pinning deaths that have nothing to do with Kirk on Kirk, but they're like the actual death that happened against Kirk. That's okay. It's like, bro, you serious right now? Anyway, yet one of the most troubling responses came from an unlikely corner of the media world. Brian, the founder of Kotaku and co-founder of Polygon, Crescente, who also served as Variety's video game editor, openly mocked the shooting and appeared to rationalize it on social media. He says, oof, Charlie Kirk's boys should have used the same team that faked Trump shooting. This is what happens when you try to save money on your false flag operations. Are we serious right now, bro? Are we really doing the false flag thing? Oh my God, bro. False fucking flag. Jesus. Imagine I already read this one. Let me scroll down. So who is Brian Crescente? For those unfamiliar with the name. Oh, by the way, pretty much everybody who has worked at Kotaku in the past, present, or future has been seen online celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk. So it just goes to show. Not that that's shocking. I feel like that should not be shocking. That's not shocking at all. You know what I mean? But anyway, for those unfamiliar with the name, which let's be fair is probably most of you, Crescente is not fringe commenter. He is one of the most recognizable figures in gaming journalism. The founder of Kotaku, the site became a powerhouse in video game news and opinion, often shaping industry conversations. Not anymore. Co-founder of Polygon, launched under Vox Media, was positioned as a prestige outlet for gaming and pop culture. Not anymore. Variety video game editor, Crescente eventually transitioned into covering the video game industry for one of Hollywood's most important trade publications, and then ran video game coverage at the Rolling Stone. Crescente oversaw game coverage for long-running publication. Gee, I wonder if there's any connection to another person who suddenly started writing at Rolling Stone. Interesting. So he retweeted someone who said, this guy, fuck him? Interesting. In short, Crescente was at the heart of gaming journalism for nearly 2 decades. That legacy makes his words on Charlie Kirk all the more consequential. So it's just another person. And again, we're going to go over a lot of people today. So, but I didn't want to do a full video on this. So this is a fast topic on this guy. RIP to Charlie Kirk, of course. And we're going to continue doing this. So, all right. With that being said, let's catch up on the last bit of Super Chats. Like the stream, boys. And then we're going to get into the 3 main topics we have today, which are going to be pretty long. So grab some popcorn, strap in. It's going to be interesting. We got... Where are we at? Hold on. Let me scroll down. Talric with a 5 says, rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. Hail Hypno, Bigot Army, just lurking today. I'm not handling this week well. Honestly, this is it's been a wild week. It's been a wild week. And yesterday I was filled with a lot of anger. And I feel like a lot of people felt the same way. Couldn't really sleep. Stood up till like 6 in the morning. Filled with a lot of anger, but then, as I slept, I woke up and I realized, you know what? There's work to be done, basically. Like that's all I can really say. There's work to be done. And what it is these people want to silence your speech. They're so scared of your speech that they're willing to kill you for it. Which, to be honest, we've already known that, right? Like, we've been saying that for such a long time. And people thought we were being facetious or whatever. Like, people thought, we were just being dramatic or whatever. These people like literally want to kill you for your speech. And you can try to deny it all you want. You can try to be like, oh, you're being dramatic, you're being this, you're being like, no, not anymore. Not anymore. You really don't get that option anymore. You don't get the coded language anymore. You don't get the option to gaslight people anymore. You don't get that option anymore. You don't get the option to lie to people anymore. And to have people turn the other cheek and be like, you know what, they're just a troll, they're just this, or like, no. You don't get that option anymore. And that option is gone. You killed the only person who was willing to talk to you on your level. While everybody else was trolling you and this, that, and the third, and sure, he had his own opinions, some of which I didn't agree with. At the end of the day, you killed the one person who wanted to actually talk to you. Like, no, I'm good. I'm good, bro. I'm good. You didn't even kill a politician. You killed a social media influencer. You understand how ridiculous that is? You planned, you assassinated a social media influencer because he had more influence and power over the minds of young people than every single Republican politician aside from Trump combined. Come on, bro. Fuck out of here. You're so clearly scared of what he had to say. I can never imagine living in a world where I feared what someone had to say so much that I had to kill them. That's crazy, bro. That's so crazy. I laugh at it. I laugh at imagining someone being in that much fear. Crazy, bro. Unbelievable. Majin GT. Shout out to Majin GT becoming a member all on his own. Shout out to Majin GT. Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate that. Then we got Demon Carol 105 Asper. The same guys kicked off the KOTOR remaster remake. I'm glad they aren't anymore with that. That is with Saber Interactive. Yeah, I think Saber Interactive is going to do a much better job, to be honest with you. Denarier with a 999. I said once AI firms win lawsuits over copyright material use, nothing will stop them. I even argued with Tectone, who didn't believe they'd replace him without paying a dime. Fuck you, I was right. Yeah, to be honest with you, I 100% agree that that's exactly what's going to happen. I think if given the opportunity, these companies will automate. Of course they will. Why wouldn't they? They don't want to pay people. Payroll is the biggest, like by far, payroll is one of the biggest expenses for any company. So any chance they get to lower that without taking a productivity hit, they're going to do it. Why would anybody think otherwise? So of course they're going to, you know? Demon Mage. What a 19. Here we go! Mucha lucha, mucha lucha. It's the way of life. Mucha lucha. Shout out to Demon Mage. With the 1999, he says, been pissed off for days, Hypno. Yeah, I feel that. Between what happened to Arena and Charlie, I used to work with Ukrainians and Russians for years. I see them as family. I think I need to get off X for a while before I lose it. Yeah, no, I listen, bro. Again, I'm just one person. I can only speak what I see. You know, I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. What I will say is sometimes you have to walk away for a little bit and just do what it is that you do that'll help you woosah. Like, social media is not going anywhere, bro. You can come back when you're ready. But like for me, after streaming last night, I was like, you know what? I couldn't do it. Honestly, I didn't even want to do the stream, but I knew I had to, if that makes sense. So I did what I could, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go for a drive. I'm gonna go for a drive. That's basically it. I'm gonna turn the car on, go for a drive, come back when I feel like coming back. That's basically it. Came back after about 2 hours, felt a lot better. And but again, I want you to keep in mind, you can take all the time you need, but I want you to keep in mind that the people who are celebrating this, the people who want this, they want you quiet. You know? They want you quiet. They want you to not want to speak anymore. They want you to not want to challenge their worldview anymore. They want you to be completely silent. They just prove to the entire world that the conversations that are happening right now, the conversations that are happening on YouTube, on X, definitely not on Blue Sky, because those motherfuckers talk to themselves. The conversation that's happening all around the world is exactly the thing that they fear. Right? They were so scared of one dude. One dude. Can you imagine what people are feeling? Sure, they're celebrating publicly, but do you know what's really happening behind closed doors? Do you know what's really happening when they're all alone at night looking at themselves in the mirror? What's happening is they are absolutely fucking shit. Like, they are shaking. They're shaking. They're scared as shit because they realize that one person just sealed their entire fate. They realize that now the world sees them for how scared they actually are. Bro, you shot someone for what they were saying. For what they were saying. You shot someone over words. You lost. You lost. So you could put on a fake smile. You could fake celebrate on social media. But the simple truth is that you are no different than a girlfriend who got dumped by a man who found out he could get better. And you're trying to pretend like you're just a bad bitch online. When after the social media is gone and you're home alone and the makeup comes off, you are crying like a motherfucker in bed. So that's just what it is. So take all the time you need, Demon Mage. We'll be here, man. So let's see. We got Shizuka Marikawa with a 5. I always got to say that name with like as much emphasis as possible. Everybody stare at the profile picture. Everybody stare at the profile picture. With a 5. Nintendo is acting like when the Fine Bros tried to copyright the word reacts with React World. You know, okay, so there's always been a point in history where there has been a company or somebody that has tried to copyright or patent someone or something for the most vague general term, and they've always lost, right? Even Jeff Keighley, for example, right? Even Jeff Keighley. Do you guys remember when Jeff Keighley tried to patent the Game Awards? That generic fucking statement, the Game Awards. Like, who are you to patent the Game Awards? Or Game Awards? Like, you think you're the only one who's doing a Game Awards show in the world? There's multiple other Game Awards. So, and guess what? He lost. It was too vague. He's still trying. I know he's still trying, but it got tossed out the first time because it's way too vague. But like this comment says, all it takes, where is it at? Fuck, the chat's moving so fast today. All it takes is one approval and you can corner any market. True. And that's what Nintendo's trying to do. That's what Nintendo's trying to do. Nintendo is trying to patent and copyright and trademark as much as they can because they are scared as fuck of Power World or what Power World represents. Just like people who shot Charlie Kirk was scared of what he represented and what his speech was doing. They are so scared of Power World and what copycats of Power World may potentially do if they let it happen. So they don't want to let it happen. They don't want to let it happen. Where are we at? We got Mega Valplume with a 2. They cannot sedate all the things they hate. RIP. No, they can't. They can't shoot everybody. I'm sure they would love to try, but they can't shoot everybody. Angelo Lopez with a 5. Can't wait to support Animo Summoning Creatures game by Hoyoverse. They're going to look at Nintendo. Try that with us, bitch. I would love to see Hoyoverse with all the money that they have against Nintendo with all the money they have, and it would just be this huge fucking battle. It's crazy. King Demon Wing with a 5. My manager told me to have a good day, so I didn't go into work. Based. I know that's a joke, but based anyway. Jason Alator with a 10. It's not fear. It's the comic playbook to take over. They want to shut people up with violence to push their narrative. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, listen, no doubt. I get it. I get all of that. Totally get all of that. Right? But at the end of the day, man, the more you try to silence people's ideals, the more that those ideals are going to shine through. The problem with these emotional fucks is they don't realize that they are going to create so much more damage by trying to kill someone versus just letting them speak. And, you know, he wasn't changing everybody's minds. He was changing some people, and they didn't like it. Especially since it was young people, right? They blamed him for the reason why Trump got into office. So they thought they had to take him out. They had to stop him from speaking. Because they don't care if other people speak the same thing. The truth is that Kirk was effective at the way that he spoke. So they're like, you know what? We need to kill him and we'll figure out the rest later. That's basically it. KK does start with a 5. There'll be more messengers now. Charlie Kirk was simply one of the first to wake us young people up. You know what's crazy, bro? So I saw comments from a lot of young people who their lives were touched by Kirk. And one of them was a young black kid. Super nice kid, it seems. And he's like 20 years old now. And I don't think people realize, like, these people that are 19, 20 years old that got their lives touched by Charlie Kirk, these motherfuckers are all going to be emboldened. What's going to happen when they become 25 years old? Charlie Kirk started when he was 18 years old. These 20-year-old, 21-year-old men, you think they're not just going to let it go? Some of these people are going to grow up to be the next Charlie Kirk, and it's going to be more than there ever was. Crazy shit, man. For Vixie with a 20, the Democrats just made the biggest mistake ever. Yeah, and to them, they don't want to admit that, so they're out here trying to pretend like they're celebrating. But have you noticed that some of them have gone awfully quiet now ever since people started getting fired and stuff? They've gone awfully quiet. It seems like the celebration has only lasted about 24 hours. Now, reality is setting in. Now they realize, oh, shit, they're not just going to forget Charlie Kirk. They thought that they can kill Charlie Kirk and that people were going to forget about it after a couple of days. That's what they thought. You dumb motherfuckers, bro. You're so stupid. You're so stupid, man. Jason Alto with a 5. The woke has opened Pandora's box. They need to fear the people they pissed off. 100%. 100%. Nah, they're still opening their mouths. I didn't say everybody was quiet. I said a lot of the people that were initially celebrating openly are now all of a sudden very quiet. So the Girthy Banana with a 199, they want us to fear that they are going to get is rage. True. True. Little Jim's Halo with a 2. Killer likely got away. Feds asking for more info. Yeah, I mean, at this point, I don't think we're going to have the killer. And if we do have a killer, he's going to be a fall guy. I don't believe we're going to get the actual guy. We'll see. James Dunn with 2 months. The real test will be this. Will any city let a street be renamed Charlie Kirk Street Lane, etc.? I'm sure they will. Especially with Trump in office. I'm sure they will. Zalosi with a 5. Already there are young Democrats waking up and realizing this is not the party for them. I did see a lot of people posting videos about them being leftists. And they're like, I can't support this shit anymore. Which is so fucking sad, man. Because you have people that genuinely have differences of ideals. But because one particular side decided to get so violent that they shot someone over words, you're gonna push the moderates over. You're gonna radicalize the moderates. You're gonna radicalize the fucking moderates. You know, it's crazy, man. Let's see. Do we know at who actually killed this guy? Because if you're trying to say that some kind of political thing or you're coming up with some kind of conspiracy theory, that helps no one. Okay, so we're going to use powers of deduction. All right, we're going to use powers of deduction, right? Nobody knows for a fact who killed him. Nobody ever said we know for a fact who killed him. But we can likely deduce that since he was killed at a college campus with every camera pointing at him and people wanted this to be seen, we could deduce that people, whoever shot him because they didn't like. What, you think they shot him because they're best friends? You think they shot him because they wanted to sing Kumbaya with his body? They shot him because they don't like what he was fucking saying and what he was doing. So even if you don't want to attach a political party to it, which, fine, you don't want to do that, that's perfectly fine. We can deduce that the person who shot him didn't like what he was saying, regardless of political affiliation. But sure, we don't know if it was a political hit. Sure, maybe they just didn't like his t-shirt. Maybe they didn't like the way he dressed. Maybe. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we don't, but that doesn't mean it's political, right? The bullets were engraved with Antifa and trans words, but we don't know if it was political. We have no idea. Obviously, I'm being sarcastic, but anyway. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I don't give a fuck who did it. All I know is that someone did, and they feared what he had to say, and that means that the message is now going to be amplified 100 times older. So, I mean, you could fake party all you want. You could fake cheer all you want. If you are somebody who didn't like what he was saying and you wanted him dead, I just hope you realize that you made a martyr. That's it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying side with anybody. I'm just saying you made a martyr. Now you got to deal with it. That's basically it. Really quick, we got... Hold on, we got... Shit, where did it go? Tifa Lockhart with her massive tits for a 5. I wonder if Nintendo will copyright the word plumber. Would that mean every plumber is out of a job, especially those who are actually named Mario? So, fun fact, if your name is Mario, you better not name your business Super Mario. They'll come after you. That's already been proven. If you leave it up to Nintendo, they'll sue you for anything. Let's be real. Ron DFK with a 269. I found out my cat likes takeout. He's a cannibal. Holy shit, bro. Holy shit. Denariah with a 989. The unemployed are loud because they've got nothing to lose. Cut benefits and that'll quiet them down. The rest fear unemployment, especially when cancel culture hits. I have no empathy for these people. Shout out to Denariah for the 999, bro. You're on fire today. Shout out to you, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. You don't get it? You don't get the joke? He's making a Chinese joke. He's basically saying if he gets Chinese takeout, that his cat who likes takeout is a cannibal because he's eating another cat. That's a joke. Girthy Banana with a 499. They did it because of his hair. Get the fuck out. What a dumb. Yeah, they didn't like his hair. That's what it is. They didn't like his hair. You know, we don't know if this assassination, we don't know if this planned assassination was a political hit. We have no idea. Maybe they just didn't like his video game, whatever video games he liked. We have no idea. Forgotten Vet with a 7 months. Lefties worried now, saying not to point fingers, but to come together, need to unplug, starting to have you unpleasant thoughts for the libtards. Shout out to you, bro. Take it easy. Relax it off, bro. Relax it off. Yeah, I did notice that a lot of people are trying to they're trying to lower the temperature now. They're trying to be like, guys, we need to solve this with words. We need to what do you call it? We need to lower the political temperature. Like, bro, you want to lower the temperature now? You want now? What the okay? Good luck with that one. I'm just gonna sit back. What? Good luck with that. Anyway, UFO Omega with a 2. Hate my ghosts and owl jokes. Well, boo fucking who? Shout out to you, bro. Thank you so much. Really quick, before I go into the main topics today, if you guys don't mind, I want to share something really interesting that I bookmarked because I thought it was interesting. I saw a comment. Where the fuck is my bookmarks? I saw a comment right here. We got this person. I don't know who this is. Maybe you guys know who this is, but I have no idea who this is. King Randall. King Randall. Out of respect, I paused our fundraiser yesterday, but many of you encouraged me to continue. They told me this work must go on because it's exactly what Charlie Kirk would have wanted. Very somber day, but we cannot allow them to win. So we keep building. You know, I saw this video and I was like, this is honestly amazing. Sincerely, this is honestly amazing. I saw this video and, you know, you always have people, politicians, and everybody under the sun trying to talk about how they need to go into the black community and minority communities and minorities this, minorities that, whatever. But you never really see them actually do any action. You never see him do any, you never see them do anything. All they do is just speak, right? So when I saw this post, I was like, this is a really good thing. This needs to happen more. Look at what this man is doing for his community of young black.
When you look inside a vehicle, you're going to take the oil cap. You're going to look at the oil cap. I'm pulling it off for you so you don't have to move. You see this oil cap right here? It's going to tell you what kind of oil your vehicle uses. You understand?
Yes, sir.
See right here, it says 5W20. Got it?
Yes, sir.
I have yet to see a car that doesn't tell you. So every car on the lid is going to tell you what type of oil the freaking car uses. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. You're going to go to the parts store. You're gonna say, I need some 5W20 motor oil. Got it?
Yes, sir.
That's gonna go in this particular.
Notice how they're all saying yes, sir. Like, I mean, it's just this is unbelievable. When I see shit like this, it makes me really happy.
Vehicle. Now, I like to get the best oil to use so you can go longer without getting the oil change. This motor oil, got it?
Yes, sir.
This is a freaking oil filter pliers, got it?
Yes, sir.
Say oil filter pliers.
Oil filter pliers.
Drain pan.
Drain pan.
Drain pan.
Drain pan.
Say oil filter.
Oil filter.
Oil filter.
Oil filter.
Why do we need a jack stand?
Not bad. Not bad at all.
For extra support. Say extra support.
Extra support.
Extra support.
This is funny.
Basically, you don't want to die. You understand?
Basically, you don't want to die and have the car crush you. That's good stuff, man. So shout out to this guy. Shout out to this guy, man. That is amazing work. And this is more of what needs to be seen. We absolutely need to see this more. So that's great. Makes me unbelievably fucking happy to see that. All right, boys. Now we're gonna get into the 3 main topics of the day. Hope you guys are ready for that. Like the stream, grab your popcorn. It's gonna be fun. Shadow Cat with a 5. They always want to lower the temperature when our guys get hit, but they burn down cities for theirs. Yeah, I know. Notice how no cities are being burned down right now. Wow. Wonder why. The Flatlander becomes a member all in the zone. Shout out to the Flatlander. Thank you so much, bro. Trey Burkhalter with 10 months. Lefties should know better. They took out the off-ramp to any potential confrontation. The only guy who would politely put their ishk and talk. Yeah, I mean, again, they killed the one guy who was willing to talk to them. They killed the nice guy. I understand that you may have your feelings about him. You may not agree with some of the things he said. I didn't agree with some of the things he said. But at the end of the day, he was the one that was the nicest out of all of them. He was the one. Are you kidding me right now? Oh, man. Anyway, it's fine. Majin GT with a 10. Wanted to put this earlier, but better late than never. Aussie streamer was the same guy that people say is a GTA 6 voice actor. He isn't. It's a stupid inside joke his fans have of him playing the female lead. Oh, good to know, bro. I will definitely look into it more now, for sure. Dragon Master with 12 months of legendary status. This reminds me of a video where a black guy was teaching black kids about the cops, what cops do and what they need to respect them. Even had a black cop there. That's awesome. That is awesome. You love to see it, man. That's what I'm saying. Like when I saw that video, I was like, I gotta share it because that is great stuff, man. You know, I've lived in neighborhoods like this when I was younger, and I know of a lot of people that I not only grew up with, but also people that I know that are still there in places like that. And there's very few people willing to help. And the sad thing is that nice guys like that end up getting gunned down by some sort of fucking gang violence or some shit because they're affecting the minds of the community, the young ones, and people who are crabs in the bucket and don't have anything to look forward to in life. Well, they don't like that. They don't like that when you're affecting the young minds of people that they want to control versus you trying to teach them what they're capable of. You know, they don't like that shit. You know, so he teaches them a lot of stuff. How is that life skills? Well, you think it's not life skills to teach a young boy how to be able to work on a car or show them different things that might be helpful in the future? Trade work, anything like that? He doesn't just teach them how to work on a car. He teaches them other stuff as well. That particular video has only to do with a car, but he's also teaching them how to speak, how to be respectful. That's absolutely life skills. 100%. But for some people, maybe it's not. No, I mean the yes, sir part. How does that help? Well, it's the same way it helps when you're in the military. Do you go to the military and question why you have to say yes, sir, to your superiors? Would you go to the military and you're you know what? Good luck with that. That's all I'm gonna say, man. It's respect, you know? It's respect for your elders, it's respect for the people who are in charge at the time, so that one day you can also get there, you know? It shows massive levels of respect. Benedictus Prime says, actually, yes, I'm a veteran. Okay, well, there you go. You learn something new every day. Do you need to say yes, sir, to be respectful? All right, now we're just trolling, bro. Now we're just trolling. No, You don't need to say yes, sir, to be respectful. But do you think that it's bad to say yes, sir? Do you think it's so insulting that you have to question why someone would say yes, sir? Yes, sir. It's like, bro, you're obviously trolling, my guy. You're obviously trolling. It doesn't mean he's gonna run around and only say, you know what? It's fine. I'm not even gonna bother. I'm not even gonna bother. Shout out to Bud. Bud gifting the 5 memberships. Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Fucking legend. Sir. Demon Carol with a 2. It's always awesome he's doing and saying dumb shit. Listen, you said it, not me. You said I didn't say it. The Flatlander with a 5. I'm just renewing without having RL Adventures when it expired. Nice. I hope you were having a good time, man. I hope you were having a good time. Shout out to you, bro. All right, let's get into it, boys. Let's get into it. Let me pull up the screen. Oh boy, here we go. This is gonna be. Where do I even begin? You know what? Let's start off with MadamSavvy's thread. You guys want to start off with MadamSavvy's thread? I feel like that's gonna be the most interesting situation. Let's get into the MadamSavvy thread. Oh boy. You know what? Let me take a sip of water really quick. That female gamer, sir. I had to drink some water for this. Yep. People are saying yes, sir, to chat now. That's ridiculous. Hypnotic Rapture, 14 months. These weak and soft cryberries cannot handle a friendly, mild, moderate like Charlie. That's literally what he was. Imagine if they went up against Ben Shapiro, he would verbally destroy these fools with facts and harshness as a hard right Republican weak. Again, Charlie Kirk was talking to people that other right-wing commentators didn't even want to bother with. So think about that. As crazy as that is, think about that. You know? Like, he was moderate compared to them. It's wild, man. Anyway. Yes, sir. All right, so we're going to go over this female gamer's interesting thread. Sorry. Interesting thread. Anubis Hades with a 2. Got gifted 1 ball. Need another one for a set. Yo, somebody give Anubis Hades another ball. He needs help. Give this man his balls. Please, help him. Help him. All right, guys. So if you missed my first video covering this, MadamSavvy posted an entire thread of people who were spending their entire days celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk. And I figured, why not? Let's celebrate with them, right? They clearly want the attention. They want to be seen. So we can get together and celebrate with them. So that's what we're doing. Again, I don't call for violence or anything like that. I don't want that. I just want to celebrate with them. That's all. So that's what we're going to do. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we have ourselves another thread from MadamSavvy, that female gamer, going over all of the people who took it upon themselves to want to celebrate the death of Charlie Kirk. Now, this has been a rampant issue in the gaming industry. This is something that we already knew these people would celebrate. And of course, they didn't prove us wrong. They couldn't wait. Within less than an hour after the death was announced, there was celebrations going everywhere in the gaming industry. You had developers celebrating it. You had journalists celebrating it. You had all kinds of studio heads, people, executives, everybody. Everybody was celebrating it in the gaming industry for the most part, with some outliers here and there. They were condemning it. Now, this is something, as I said before, we expected. We already knew this was going to happen. And since they're celebrating it, we are now going to celebrate their celebration. So MadamSavvy has made an entire second thread that we are going to go over. We already made a video on the first thread. Let's make a video on the second thread and see what MadamSavvy has to provide us today. So there is a second thread of industry-related vile behavior celebrating the death of a man who promoted debate, not violence. This one will be better organized, starting with Epic Games Trust and Safety, Bungie SFX, and MTG Arena Producer. A lot of people reposting Zoe Quinn. Now, one thing I will say really quick is that what these people are doing now, since the eyes are on them, Because, you know, every time the eyes are on them, they immediately cower. It's kind of how it goes. They claim they're getting harassed. They claim they're getting all this shit. What they're starting to do is now, instead of saying things themselves, what they're starting to do is they're starting to quote tweet what other people are saying that they agree with so that they can argue, well, I didn't actually say it. So you're going to see a bunch of reposts and retweets from people on Blue Sky reposting things they agree with, but not actually saying what they want to say. So if you look at this screenshot here, Bruce Napnick over at Epic Games, he is trust and safety over at Epic Games. Former senior threat intel analysis, AI attack and vulnerability aficionado, he, him pronouns. He almost fell off a shed and died. Well, luckily you didn't. Otherwise, people might have celebrated that. That'd be really awful. Bruce Napnick says, silence may speak volumes, but when specifically you choose to break it, it also says a fucking lot. And then they end up retweeting something that says right-wing media ecosystem operates by stoking hatred and anger and divisions every single day. They want people to constantly be afraid and want people to hate each other. Everything we are seeing is a result of destabilization the right has profited. I love it. This is great. The amount of projection is through the roof. It is actually astronomical levels of projection where you're trying to claim right-wing media when it's literally just media of all kinds of people that don't agree with your absolute fucking nonsense. But in any case, Bruce then also says anyone willing to act as an ICE agent or assist them in their endeavors deserves no place in polite society and should be openly named, exposed, and vilified. That's an interesting sentiment right there. Exposed, named, and vilified. But then you're the ones who claim harassment when you are exposed, named, and vilified. I don't know. I just find this to be really interesting stuff. So then if we continue downwards, we're going to see more of nonsense. Obviously, this is Dennis here, who is an FSX associate producer over at Bungie. He says he likes movies, Legos, and ripping card packs. He, him, of course. What do I do next? I'll use my moment in the spotlight to say free Palestine and protect the dolls. So what a lot of these people are doing, by the way, is they are actually out here trying to utilize their moment in the sun to then shill for Palestine. I don't get it. Like, these people are losing their jobs and they're like, I don't care if I'm losing my job as long as I get to tell people to go donate to Palestine. I'm like, are you guys fucking stupid? Like, what level of stupidity are we dealing with here? Now, we got some crazy shit going on here. This is an interesting one. Let's blow this up a little bit because, again, it's hard for me to see this. Zib, they, them. We covered this yesterday. This is the MTG Arena, previously at Sucker Punch, because, of course, Sucker Punch. And then it says Bear in the Blue Sky with all the emojis possible. Rest in peace, Dad. You would have loved laughing at Charlie Kirk's Icarus moment. Wow. Interesting. Charlie Kirk won't see your jokes about him getting shot, but people who lost family or friends to gun violence might. And as one of those people, I can keep posting those bangers. Fuck Charlie Kirk. Interesting. Nice one. And then this person, Danny Carr, says, hey, a fun thing to do today is support some awesome trans and non-binary creators. Yeah, because otherwise nobody ever talks about them. Not surprised. No one expects pre-order this person. I don't know who this person is. Pre-order, read this when, whatever. No one expects anything he says to be true. This is one of fascism's objectives, to make the truth irrelevant. His lies spin up a violent storyline that people either willingly inhabit or are trapped by its fiction. And keep in mind, guys, these are the ones that call you fascists. But the beautiful thing is fascists are the one that shoot and kill people that they ideologically disagree with, that they don't want to talk to, right? They like to suppress speech. That's what fascists do. You literally just did what fascism does, and you're projecting and claiming other people are fascists. This is amazing. The projection is through the roof. Hey there, Benji says, so what if he disagreed with you? He didn't deserve to die, but he thought I did. No, he didn't. Like, what the fuck? Like, oh my God, dude. This is the result of mainstream media perpetuating unbelievable bullshit to convince these people who are mentally unwell that the world is out to get them. That's the amazing thing. They are trying to convince them that the world is out to get them, that everybody wants to kill them, that everybody wants to remove their rights, that everybody wants to do whatever possible. Nobody wants to take you out, bro. But the funny thing is, you guys wanted to take them out. We know that's true because you did, right? So you clearly have shown that you are scared of the speech that is anti whatever the hell you're talking about. And you believed every single lie that was told to you to the point where you got radicalized so much that you took someone's life just because they were saying something that was opposite of what you were saying. Then he says this isn't disagreement. It's someone who is not only opposed to my existence, but was called a good and faithful servant by the church for doing it. He wasn't opposed to your existence as a black person, but anyway, I don't have to mourn that. And asking me to is violence too. Oh my God. Oh my God. So now it's violence to say, hey, maybe don't celebrate the death of someone. Now it's violence. This is why nobody takes your words seriously, because you guys don't use words properly. You guys don't use the meaning of words properly. None of you do. You constantly push this bullshit of, oh, this is going to be violence to me if you do. Shut the fuck up, bro. Like, are you serious right now? Anyway, Zoe Quinn, of course, says it's going to be so weird watching establishment Dems be performatively sadder about this than they were about the colleague and her husband and the dog who got shot and killed. Now, the reason why we're going over all these posts is because, well, these people are quote tweeting it, right? Every single one of them are quote tweeting these people because they don't want to say it themselves. They want to just quote tweet it because it's easier to do that, right? This person says you are under no obligation to mourn the death of people who would have celebrated yours. That is not even remotely true. And again, these people are trying to convince everybody that it is so that it validates why they are celebrating the death of someone, as if they are the ones that are normal for doing so. Anyway, as you continue, we're going to scroll down here and we're going to check out this post right here. We got Fortnite and Rebellion as well. This is going to be interesting. Andrew Staley, let's blow up this picture really quick. Andrew Staley, the myth tech artist for video games, currently working on Fortnite. Environment material VFX artist, Northern Illinois, is home. He/him. Andrew Staley says there aren't many people in this world whose death would make me smile. This is one of them. What a perfect time to be at a bourbon festival. So not only is he supposedly smiling, but he's also trying to have a drink to it. He's celebrating it with a drink. What a great member of society. Andrew Staley says, just made it to the hotel in Louisville for the festival. Just hearing about Kirk now. Gonna party even fucking harder now. Then he quote tweeted someone that says, you won't believe this, but Charlie Kirk actually did something to make the world a better place. Then he also quote tweets, hey, Jay and Blue Sky team, you are very sorry about the death of a fascist. How many times have you spoken about the genocide in Gaza? A safe place, they said. Pathetic. Now, guys, keep in mind again, any chance they get to try to make this about Gaza, to try to make this about Palestine, these people are obsessed. They're so obsessed that they refuse to leave. Go to Palestine. Like, nobody's stopping you from going to Palestine. I'm sure your U.S. money can get you very far over there. Go over there. Go over there with all your LGBTQ ideology. Go over there with every ideology you have and go over there and scream with rainbow flags to free Palestine. And let's see how that works out for you. But the simple truth is that you guys don't want to do that. Activism is a lot easier when it's done from the comfort of your home over on Blue Sky, where everybody there is agreeing with you for the most part. It's so easy. They'll ask you to mourn the deaths they mourn and no others. They'll ask you to cherish the lives they cherish and no others. Sounds very familiar. And then, of course, you had Jeff Grubb. Jeff Grubb decided to repost this. Anti-vaxxer finally gets shot, obviously. Wow. The left really can't meme, it seems. So let's continue. We got a lot more, guys. Like I said, stick around. This is going to be interesting stuff. He also retweeted someone like this. Shooting Hitler doesn't make Hitler worse than Hitler. This especially his reasoning. That both of Turning Point USA founders are dead from public health crises their organization worked hard to enable is the parable of our time. Political violence is never acceptable. It's a phrase you don't hear politicians say after cops beat the shit out of peaceful demonstrators. Yeah, we all know about the level of peaceful that these supposed demonstrators actually have. Let's be real, right? Like, you remember how peaceful their demonstrations were? You guys notice that after Charlie Kirk got off, that there's not a single town burning to the ground right now? But meanwhile, George Floyd got killed and the entire country had to burn with billions of dollars in damages almost immediately. Yeah, I'm sure it was very peaceful. In any case, it's not that I'm surprised the entire political and media apparatus on both sides of our miserable nation is whitewashing the work and legacy of a dyed-in-the-wool Nazi. It's just, you're doing it that much, huh? Says Stella. And this, of course, was retweeted by the person working on Fortnite. Now, if we go back here, let's scroll down really quick. It's really this simple. He purposely agitated. Call for the deaths of people I love. So, okay, he didn't purposely agitate. The man went to college campuses and had conversations with people, had debates with people. This is not purposely agitating. You didn't have to participate in the conversation. You didn't have to participate in the debate, but just sit there and admit that you don't want to have a conversation or a discourse. Actually, better yet, You don't have to sit there and admit it because you advocating for the death of Charlie Kirk proves that you don't want to have that discourse. Conversation is dead. There's no more time for talking, basically, according to you people. So let's continue. Now, let's switch over here. Now, obviously, you got the best of the best of the best, right? You got JC Lau, multi-award-winning game developer, game changer, SPG 100, BAFTA, next-gen leader, future class, she, they. I hope you like ferrets. If you're not in the U.S. or permanently online, it's definitely really weird to see the president of the United States demand that flags fly at half-mast for some rando guy you don't know who effectively amounts to a noisy internet influencer. Wow. Wow, the level of gaslighting is astronomical. So this is a rando guy who effectively amounted to nothing other than a noisy internet influencer. So why were you scared of that noise? Why were you let me ask you that again. Why were you scared of that noise? Do you have an answer for that? If he's a rando, if he's somebody who effectively amounted to nothing other than being a noisy internet influencer, why were you scared of his noise? Why wouldn't you just let it be white noise? No pun intended. Why wouldn't you just let it just be a thing? It's very clear that you feared that noise. It's very clear that the noise was so damn loud that you couldn't ignore it. Why would you do that? This makes you wonder. JC says, it's giving only 25. My real friends would be brave enough to copy and paste his Facebook status energy. I had to Google this dude because legit, I was like, I don't know her. Yeah, okay. Okay, so you really mean to tell anybody truthfully believe that this person, JC Lau, she, they, had no idea who Charlie Kirk was? Are you serious right now? Well, guess what? Thanks to somebody most likely in your party, you know exactly who he is. And everybody else in the world knows as well. You know what they call that? A martyr. You fucking idiot. Then if you continue downwards, you got Kid Fox Games and PC Gamer. Shout out to PC Gamer. They're in here. Rami is an indie turned speaker for no reason. We looked at him before. Basically, DEI plant with Wings Interactive. Some of them are mass liking mock posts, but being careful not to write their own posts. If you look here, Brian Bucklew says serious political thinker voice. The Second Amendment is actually for the deposition of tyranny, not political violence. Everyone's brain is broken as hell. It's not hypocrisy to grieve the death of children, but not the death of those who promote the death of children. But neither is it hypocrisy. He can't even spell hypocrisy. He spelled it HIPO. Who the fuck is this guy? He better not be on PC Gamer. You better not be writing articles spelling hypocrisy with an I, bro. Like, what the fuck is this? Dismantling the censure until they cannot hold. Haha, fuck yeah, yes. When the blood-dimmed tide is loose. Well, this fucking sucks. Maybe we should turn off the brain-breaking machines. I don't know. Right sides are all like leftists are violent. Evident from the late 19th century. Left sides like right-wingers are violent. Evidence from the 21st century. Facebook is 10,000 thoughts and prayers, half ironic. Bro, these people have lost their fucking mind. It is like, I don't even know if they had a mind to lose in the first place. This person says relevant, just quote tweets Charlie Kirk getting gunned down. And then he says, Ramby says, political violence is a term that exists to suggest a moral distinction between violence against politicians and violence by politicians, so that one can be condemned while the other can be normalized. Obviously, no such distinction exists in reality. Violence is violence. That is not to suggest that all violence is equal. Violence comes in many forms and should be judged on its necessity, the power dynamics at play, and the precision of it, not by the influence or wealth or fame or political reach of the person or persons it was committed against. Well, see, here's the thing. He wasn't a politician. That's the sad part. He wasn't a politician. He was a social media influencer who was speaking about politics. And you guys decided to kill him over any other Republican out there, proving that what he was doing was way more effective than anyone out there. Comic artist DA True DT, big content creator with close ties to the game he makes content for, reposting a lot of Pierce and her buddy. Turns out the guy does acting, not just voice acting. You can see here, Silly Rookie over on Blue Sky reposting Danny Cherry Jr. You can honor Kirk's memory by doing the thing he'd hate and donating to an organization that wants to help low-income trans adults receive gender-affirming care. Oh, so just keep the psychosis going. That's great. That's great. This is why, like, I never take these people seriously, because they don't actually want to help. They just want to be seen as helping, but they don't actually want to help the problem. They don't want to actually get into the nitty-gritty of what's going on. They just want to say, nope, we're going to continue the psychosis and keep donating to people who can get gender affirming care, get their titties chopped off, balls chopped off, all that stuff. Like they don't give a shit. They just want the perception of virtue, not actually being virtuous. And you have, again, The Truth. Sit down with Amatsu, Ken, and Geppy. I try not to talk much besides Dokkan and gaming and sports on here, especially like my personal life. My thoughts on politics and stuff, I will on stream. Usually people ask me. But these days, very limited talk on this stuff from me on here. With that being said, motherfuck Charlie Kirk and everything he stood for. Nice. Very nice. And everybody, of course, leaving responses that everybody can clearly see. You are actually a fat piece of shit for cheering on the death of someone. Way more likes, by the way. Alex says, glad you showed your true colors, scumbag. Apparently, he is a big Dragon Ball Z content creator and is the one with the beard. Makes sense, considering they call him a fat piece of shit. The other three are Asian, so they're not fat. Makes sense. So, and then you got, oh, here's another one. Life is Strange. Of course, Life is Strange is one that is involved. A Life is Strange writer. By the way, how's your game doing? How's those layoffs going? Very upset consequences are happening. Studio Dry Dock narrative designer hoping that he dies. If you look here, Aisha, which I'm sure is not really an Aisha just from the picture, but whatever. GDC award-winning game writer, narrative designer. Life is Strange, Hype Swap, Magic the Gathering, Pathologic. Formerly a narrative lead at Deck 9 Games. Invite me to your podcast. If you look here, she says, oh my God, DC canceled Gretchen's comic series because he made a vaguely mean tweet about Charlie Kirk. Vaguely mean. Vaguely mean. You guys, if you didn't see the tweet from the DC comic artist, you can go see my previous video on it. Are you fucking kidding me? This person says. They're scared the far right will do them in if they don't make an example of her. It's common or garden appeasement towards people who would line them up against a wall regardless. Unbelievable. If you look here, Christopher Means praying when Charlie Kirk was unknown whether or not he was actually dead. He was crossing his fingers and hoping that Charlie Kirk would actually die. Senior narrative designer and head necromancer over at Studio Dry Dock. He, him, by ADHD. Nice. So you're gay, impatient, and retarded. That's very nice. Very nice. So that's basically it for the entire thread from MadamSavvy, the second one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to link this thread in the description box below. If you guys want to go check out the publicly available information that MadamSavvy has posted over on X, you are more than welcome to. I find it to be highly interesting. And again, all we're doing is celebrating the celebration that these people are having. I feel like they would have no problems with that. I feel like we have every right to celebrate the behavior of other people and what they're doing. So that's what we're doing. So shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, consider hitting that like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Oh, man. I get a headache anyway. Let's catch up on Super Chats, and then we're going to get into the next topic. We got more, boys. We got a lot more. We're just starting the main videos. Oh, man. Riku says, gay, impatient, retarded, you when you're like Hypno. Shout out to you. Alucard says, I take offense to that, gay idiot. I'm sorry, bro. Oh, man. All right, let's see. So we got shit. Where did we even leave off? We got, oh, here we go. Independent Corey with a 2. This is being privileged. There is the proof. True. Flesion with a 10. As they say in the military, make them famous. Yeah, again, listen, I'm not calling for violence on anybody. I don't want violence on anybody. Again, and I'm sure people are very angry right now. I know I was yesterday. But I'm just one person. All I could do is, if you're going to celebrate the death of Charlie Kirk, I want to join you. I want to celebrate your celebration. I'm not going to celebrate the death of Charlie Kirk. Not going to do that. But I will celebrate your celebration. That's all I'm doing. That's all I can do. Thank you for the 10. Toxin with a 5. Sad how our friends, family, co-workers, classmates who were normal, good people turned into bloodthirsty monsters after watching the mainstream news. It's because after so many years, guys, come on. This didn't just happen over the last year or two, right? This didn't just happen over the last year or two. This happened over, what are we talking, like a decade plus, probably at this point? A decade plus of nonstop fucking mainstream news about right-wingers or Nazis, this, that, they're coming for you. They're trying to kill you. They're trying to take away your rights. They're trying to do this. They're trying to do that. They're it's nonstop. It's continuous programming to eventually overtake the minds of the normies who don't have a fucking clue. Who don't have a clue. And again, I understand. I get it. Both sides have their qualms, let's just say. Both sides have their issues. But I only ever really see hardcore violence coming from one particular side on average most of the time. So, but in any case, you know what? Again, it's the actions that speak a lot. And when I see certain people celebrating deaths like this, then fine, whatever. You know, again, I'm all for dark humor. I'm all for memes. Like a year from now, you want to make a meme out of Charlie Kirk, fine, whatever. You want to take his face, put it on something funny, put it on the South Park episode, whatever. You know, I'm all for dark humor, right? But bro, you guys didn't wait an hour, bro. You guys you guys didn't wait a fucking hour. You did it within 30 minutes of finding out. You couldn't wait. You want to know the level of which this goes to? Hold on, I got you right now. You ready for this? Hold on. You want to know who we're dealing with? I got you right now. Hold on. I got you right now. This company, Tell a T-shirt, sells T-shirts. Charlie Kirk, debate this. Right? For those who don't back down ever, wear it loud, wear it proud.
Holy shit.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? You see what we're dealing with? Now, keep in mind, chances are this picture, I want to be very clear about something, okay? Chances are this picture is probably photoshopped by this company. If it's what I think it is, these companies tend to, like, Tell a T-shirt, these companies, they're like fucking across seas companies. What they do is they take a random person's picture and they Photoshop the image that they want on it, and they use it to sell their like their T-shirts. So I don't want to say blame this girl because I don't think she's, I have no idea, to be honest with you. They tend to do this. So I don't want to focus on the girl. I want to focus on the company and the shirt. That's what I want to focus on. I want to focus on the fact that this company, Tell a T-shirt, is selling this shirt right now. I want you to understand that. And of course, they're protected. Unbelievable, right? So this is where we're at. This is what we're dealing with, unfortunately. So, Peepers for a 5. Hypno, you don't treat me nice. You're a bad podcaster. You don't know how to conduct interviews. When's the last time I interviewed someone? You're a 45-year-old man, and I pray for your family. Am I 45? All right. Well, here's what I'll say. Number one, obviously, you're banned. I mean, that's that. And number two, if you come after my family, well, I just hope you're strapped. That's basically it. That's all the attention that you're getting. Because I know that's what you desperately want, so. Pussy-ass motherfucker. Hope you're strapped. Wear a vest. Make sure you can run, because you have a couple of yards. Well, not yards. You have a couple of acres. You have a couple of acres to make it first. And then we go from there. We'll see how it goes. If you make it in the house, we'll see how it goes. That's what I'll say. 45 years old. God damn, bro. Holy shit. Older than Smash JT? Is that what we're doing? Older than Smash JT now? God damn. That's insane. All right, let's catch up on the super chats. Where are we at? Smash is 50. Oh damn! R.I.P. Smash. Holy shit. R.I.P. Smash. God damn! How many super chats came in? What the fuck? Raptor Kratos with a 5 as a bing boing bleep blop bloop. What? I'm offended you read the super chat. How dare you? What the fuck? What the fuck? Independent Corey with a 2. Don't ever censor these freaks. You know why. Exactly. Benedictus Prime with a 2. Call them the trans DF and put a star on their flag. Nice. Nice. Old Man Cad with a 7 months. I would just like to say that as a conservative Democrat, not all Dems are libtards. I like Charlie and was impressed with his debate abilities. He should not have died for words. No one should. I agree. I agree 100%. Old Mad Katso with a 10. I hope game studios are paying close attention to all their mentally ill devs so their studios can have a valid reason for firing them. I wouldn't want mentally ill monsters working in my company. Well, okay, so here's the problem. Here's the problem with that, right? So, sure, but the issue is that these studios all think like this. These studios all think like this. So if you think, yeah, they might fire the outlier, sure. They might fire the one person, you know, but the studios all think like this. Independent Corey with a 20. Hold on, I got to give you a Mucha Lucha for that. It's the way of life. Mucha Lucha. Independent Corey with a 20. Every day we experience frustration, anger, and fear of the unknown. Remember, you have to manufacture happiness, laughter, and resolve no matter what your religion or lack of. Find the gift of the day and thank God for it. Shout out, bro. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, man. Omad Katso with a 5. Look up Techland's new Dying Light game. AAA studio that is releasing a $59.99 AAA game. Thought I could shed some light on a good studio. So we've talked. You talking about Dying Light the Beast? You talking about Dying Light the Beast? Yeah, we've spoken about Dying Light the Beast. I'm actually looking forward to it, assuming none of them are fucking psychos. Again, I haven't seen anything yet, but we shall see. Hold on, people are saying Peepers was joking. If Peepers was joking, that's great and everything, but I mean, read the room, bro. You gotta joke about coming after my family, bro. That's how you end up. Well, anyway, it's besides the point. But yes, Dying Light the Beast is. I'm looking forward to that. I was actually. I mean, we're about to finish, so we probably have like 2 or 3 streams left for Lost Soul Aside, and then after Lost Soul Aside, I think I'm gonna do Chronos first. I was gonna do Hell Is Us first. But I got to be real with you. The amount of times that Cassie has been like talking positive about Chronos, I am super looking forward to that game. Because me and Cassie have like similar interests in video games. Although to be honest with you, I didn't agree with her with Mafia the Old Country, which is fine. She knows that. At least not on everything. But I mean, aside from that, like I might move that one up so that I can try that first before Hell Is Us. But we'll see. We'll see. Thought I could shed some light. So we got Benedictus Prime with a 2. Smith Mutton Modernization Act and Occupy Wall Street. Shout out to Benedictus Prime. Alucard with a 2. By offense, I mean him using autism as a pronoun. Oh, okay. Makes sense. Benedictus Prime with a 2. Building 7 didn't F seen itself. Just saying. Which also, by the way, speaking of, we also need to. I mean, it's 9/11, boys. You know, obviously, Charlie Kirk getting killed yesterday. That was insane shit. But it is 9/11, and you know, just like with Charlie Kirk, never forget the bullshit that went down that day. And RIP to all the people that lost their life that day, man. Adair Soto with a 5. I know what you mean, Hypno. We want to give them the spotlight. They need, if they don't want to be on the spotlight, we're bringing the light to them. Yeah, I mean, listen. I don't want violence for anybody. I don't want anything. I know they want violence against me, and that's fine. Whatever. That's okay. But at the end of the day, I'm just celebrating what they're celebrating. Right? I'm celebrating their celebration. That's what it is. Seabrew with a 2. Had a friend that celebrated. We are no longer friends. Smart. Herbert with a 2. Would you kindly accept this too, sir? Would you kindly? I'm glad that there are so many people out there that get the reference of would you kindly. It restores faith in me that people have played BioShock way back when. Independent Courier with a 2. Teleti, not reading the room. I think it's fake. It could be. It could be fake, but I don't think this t-shirt's fake. I think somebody said that they're almost sold out on t-shirts, so I'm sure they're gonna make a killing on it. You know, but it all depends. It all depends on whether or not anybody does anything about it, like whether people shut it down or whatever, or the Kirk family. I don't think they can, to be honest with you. Secret Final Boss with a 2. This is a motherfucking super chat. Sure is. Sure is. Old Matt Catso with a 2. I'm still waiting on Blight Survival. Nice. Nice. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. And considering their X account is locked, I feel like that's, you know, they haven't made any comment on this post. They haven't said, you know, oh, it's fake. We're just joking. Nothing. Like, no, they put links in there. I'm not clicking the link because I don't want to give them a click. But they put their website and everything there, and they're like, "Yep, buy it from us." And then they used the picture of a girl who probably has like no fucking clue what's going on, that her picture was used or anything. You know, she probably has no idea. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, let's get to the next topic. Let's get to the next topic. Like the stream, boys. I appreciate your support today. Let me go over. Man, there's so much shit going on right now. It's fucking nuts, bro. It's so nuts. Where do I even begin? Hold on one second, boys. Hold on one second. I must have lost one of my tabs. Oh, shit. The game journalist Nathan Grayson, who said rest in piss over on Blue Sky, got suspended on Blue Sky. Yo, Blue Sky has been banning a lot of people over this. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. Oh, shit. Marco Villapando, he's a character artist at Insomniac Games. He reposted a call defending for political violence against Charlie Kirk. Wow. They keep coming out. I can't even keep up with this shit, man. I can't keep up. I'm trying. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, Asmongold put out a video? Oh, we got to watch this. Hold on. Let's just watch this really quick.
Not here. This is, again, another person who is celebrating this type of violent behavior. And I think that, again, people need to make their voices known and make them heard, that this is just simply not acceptable. This is not normal. This is not what average people want. We don't want to have people that are openly making statements and calls to violence like this, or celebrating calls to violence or actual violence like this, making our products. It's disgusting. And I know that...
Bro, just imagine. I just want you guys to imagine, like, Asmongold, what he's dealing with right now. This man's dad is dying of fucking cancer, bro. Like, his dad is dying of cancer, and he still felt compelled enough to come to the microphone and call all these people out. It's fucking insane, bro.
Some people would maybe consider and say, well, this is something that could be a little bit like cancel culture. And I want to say that it absolutely is. 100% is. The fact is that these are the same types of people who would lie about you and make up things about you and try to destroy your career and destroy your reputation for disagreeing with them on something political. But now, whenever it's happening to them, they're the victims. Well, if you want to be the victim, it's time to earn it. I think.
Really quick, Vlad says, don't highlight that, Hypno. These heartless pieces of shit will celebrate that too. Too late. They've already celebrated that, bro. They've already celebrated it. They've already said they don't care. They've already utilized it as excuses. We're well past that, bro. Well past that.
I think also, here's another thing, is that if you work at one of these companies and you have one of these individuals that works at your company, you do have a recourse to this, and that's calling and talking to HR. Because the fact is that...
No, see, HR is the one that's doing it. That's the problem. HR is the one... HR departments in most studios are filled with some of the most vile people with all the pronouns imaginable. They got it. They have it in their email signatures. HR has it in their email signatures, man. Crazy.
HR does not operate in your best interest, and it doesn't operate in their best interest either.
Exactly.
It operates in the best interest of the company. And when you have people that are making public statements and calls to violence and celebrating violence like that, they're creating a hostile and an unsafe work environment. And anybody who works in HR or anybody who works inside of any sort of corporate environment will tell you that that's something that just can't exist in a corporate environment. There's a reason why we have levels of decorum, and there are some levels of HR that make sense. And so if you work at one of these companies and you have a person like this doing it, make sure to talk to HR and let them know how uncomfortable you feel that there's a person who's working at your company who might want to advocate to have you killed because you disagree with them. Tell them that it makes you...
People are saying he sounds tired. I mean, of course he's tired. The man's dealing with an ungodly amount of shit. But he still decided to come to the microphone and speak to this. And people were sending him a ton of stuff. I know that. People were sending him all kinds of screenshots, and he said he was going to make a video dedicating to all of this. And obviously we could watch the full video, but to be honest with you, it's just too much right now because we're going to go well past the 2-hour time today, and we still got to do the waifu battle. But you know, he's killing it.
Come into work, tell them that you don't know, maybe you're going to file a lawsuit, you feel unsafe at your workplace. And honestly, here's the important thing: you should feel unsafe, because these people would justify violence against anybody who disagrees with them. And just because you think you know them doesn't mean they wouldn't do the exact same thing to you. And this is them. This is the game that they're making right here. And you can see that they've made no statement about this. Now, let me ask you a very simple question. If these people made a degrading comment towards the trans community, for example, or towards the black community, for example,
fired.
Do you think Sucker Punch would have immediately fired them and made a statement? I think so, absolutely. But for some reason, these people are protected. And the reason why they're protected is because there's a lot of other ones at the company that feel the exact same way that they do.
Correct.
That's the only logical reason that I have. And I think that at a certain point, Sony or
birds of a feather flock together, man. It's this age-old thing.
Somebody needs to step in. Whoever owns this company needs to step in and root out this disease before it kills the entire company. Because I do think that it will have a tremendously negative effect on the game. And you can see this right here.
And they've already started deleting tweets, started deleting posts, started deleting TikTok videos. Everybody's deleting all kinds of shit. So anyway, I'm gonna let Asmongold's video rock. I'll probably react to it tomorrow, most likely. But we got to get to the last couple of topics that we had planned for today. So let's do that. Let's do that. We're gonna start with the good old. Oh damn! I didn't realize. Oh shit! She's super fired. Holy shit. Hold on. So they ended up putting out a tweet. Smash JT put out a tweet as well that we're going to go over. And Grums ended up putting out a tweet as well. Let's go over it right now, and let's do the second video. Jesus, man. Here we go. You know, streaming's not hard. I got to be honest with you. Streaming's not hard. It has its challenges, but it's not hard like a regular job. But I gotta be real with you, man. Talking about these fucking losers every like not every day, because we actually haven't talked about anyone specifically in a long time. This is because of all the Charlie Kirk stuff. But up until like the last 6 months, we've been focusing only on the industry, video games, the games themselves, what they're doing in the industry, you know, like. But mentally, it's like, dude, talking about these fucking losers is so goddamn draining. And I'm not complaining. I love you guys, man. I do. I would never give these people even a slight bit of energy in real life. I would never give these people even remotely any energy in real life. I would be able to pick up on their psychosis immediately just from looking at them, let alone talking to them. And I'd be like, yeah, I'm good. Fuck out my face. I can't. But this is gaming industry related, so I have to talk about it. I have to talk about it. You know? That female gamer and these people, yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we are doing a follow-up video from the person who worked at Sucker Punch Studios, the studio that is behind the upcoming Ghost of Yotei video game. This particular person who advocated and celebrated the death of Charlie Kirk. Apparently, there has been ramifications. Now, before I cover this particular person, I just want you guys to realize the ramifications that are going through the entire gaming industry is rampant, right? What's happening right now is that a bunch of people have been making posts because, of course, these people celebrate just a little bit too quickly. That's what they do every single time. Every time something happens that they enjoy, that they want to celebrate, they celebrate too fast, too quickly. And what ends up happening is it ends up backfiring so hard that they look around and they're like, what just happened? What happened to freedom of speech, right? They're the first ones to throw the freedom of speech in your face, but they don't realize it's not even close to the same, right? You're not having an opinion. Celebrating the death of someone is not an opinion. If you said, you know what, I didn't agree with Charlie Kirk's points of view when he was alive, but, you know, I'm not happy he's dead, that's an opinion. But if you're out here saying, yeah, fuck him and go kill the other ones too, well, that's not an opinion. You're just insane. So Grums ends up posting something on X here, and it says the Ghost of Yotei developer who celebrated Charlie Kirk's death has officially been fired. And she says, I would do it again 100 times stronger. If you scroll down here, he posts a screen cap of her Blue Sky profile that we're actually going to go to in a second, where she says, if standing up against fascism, because these people all think that they're like these warriors in their, I don't know, their apartment buildings, in their air conditioning. They're all warriors against fascism. They're all trying to tell you to donate your money to Gaza. The reason why they're all broke is because they keep donating all little salary that they make over at their jobs. They donate everything to Gaza and to free Palestine and all this shit. Well, apparently, she says, if standing against fascism is what cost me my dream job that I held for 10 years, I would do it again 100 times stronger. So even in the face of defeat, even in the face of being fired by the company that she worked for, that the people at the studio don't even want to stand by her because she's that unhinged, she's still claiming that people are fascists and she's doing something amazing, right? So I ended up going over to her profile over here on Blue Sky. I apologize, I don't have a Blue Sky account, but it says the following. Again, if standing up against fascism is what cost my dream job held, I would do it 100 times X. You got people literally laughing. I mean, it's amazing that there's people that are most likely from X that are making Blue Sky accounts to go troll the losers on Blue Sky, right? It's just the funniest thing. Soul B says, yo, what the actual fuck? Sucker puncher cowards. You're a real one for not backing down. And obviously done because you're a woman. Oh my God. Any opportunity to try to make it about being a woman or victimhood or whatever. Yeah, they clearly fired her because you're a woman. Yep, that's 100% what it is. They fired you only because you're a woman. No other reason. It's not because you're celebrating the death of someone. Nope, not at all. You got Zip, they, them, who is the MTG person. I wonder, oh, interesting. They removed the MTG from their account. I specifically remembered Zib, they, them having Magic the Gathering Arena in their account, but I guess no longer? Interesting. Akaza says, yeah, sure, you're going to get fired. If your parents didn't bother with your education, I'll do it for them. Never enjoy on someone's death. And if you have something disgusting to say, keep it in your head. Now, because of your stupid tweet, you'll hurt all the other people who worked on that game. And you know what's so ironic? What's so ironic to me is that this person who claims to love everyone, who claims to love the 200 people that worked on this video game, was so selfish that they never once thought about the repercussions of their actions to their video game, to their staff, to their studio. Never once thought about it. They weren't even in their mind, because all they thought about was being able to finally successfully celebrate the death of someone they ideologically agree with for no other reason other than opinions. That's literally it. This person says, pretty pathetic to come up with a brand new account just to post this. Triggered that your favorite fascists experienced karma. I'm sorry you lost your job because of idiots. Heart emojis. Bro, what in the way did you ever stand up to fascism? You've sat at the same company for 10 years and posted milquetoast memes and jokes to this worst version of X until yesterday when you made a disgusting comment on someone's death. You should be ashamed. Damn, you are a triggered Charlie Kirk fan. I like how the moment you say something against these people, you're triggered. But if they lose their mind at what Charlie Kirk was saying, the mere thought of Charlie Kirk's actions and ideals trigger them so hard. Well, you can't call them triggered. They're not triggered, right? They're just fighting the good fight. They're fighting against fascism. These people have main character syndrome. They really do. They think they are the ultimate warriors in their own anime, that they're trying to take down the bad guy. It's fucking insane. You're a superstar, and it's their loss. Yeah, I'm sure Sucker Punch is reeling right now at the loss of you. Yo, did they fucking really? This is some grade A bullshit. Just put the fries in the bag, little bro. You're I wish I could like this. You're fired. Do you even know what fascism means? No, they don't, because if they did, they would realize that the fascists are the one who actually shoot other people and kill them for their own opinions. You know, that's what actual fascism is. But again, anyway, I just saw the drama on the Bird app and came here. Hopefully, if anything, you get a raise. Appreciate all that you've done at Sucker Punch. Yeah, she's getting a raise, all right. She's getting raised all the way to the unemployment line. You got Jimmy over here with the heart emojis. Paolo says, unbelievable that they fired you. Tells us a lot about what PlayStation has become. What do you mean what PlayStation has become? You guys are advocating for the death of someone publicly. What do you think these companies are going to do? I don't understand the disconnect here. See, here's the problem. You guys don't realize that you work for another company, right? This company is not your friend. These companies are not your allies. These companies may say that they stand with trans lives, black lives, all this shit, DEI stuff, whatever. They may say all of that, but at the end of the day, if the choice is you or the product, it's going to be you every time. If the choice is you or the company, it's going to be you every time. I feel like that should be obvious at this point. This person says, I read that a lot of fascist Nazis want to get punched over at the Bird. They want to know your address. This is your chance. Damn, is this for real? Fuck the bozos. I'm not going to show hidden replies because God knows what's down there. I don't trust Blue Sky enough. So if you go to Smash AT, he made a post here where it says Drew Harrison, who worked on Ghosts of Yotei, was allegedly let go from Sucker Punch Productions today for comments about Charlie Kirk. It posted on LinkedIn about how much it hates beautiful women being represented in video games. It explains a lot. So Smash ended up finding a post way back when. I don't know how long ago this was. I imagine it's supposed to have been a couple of months ago. Oh, no, it says a week ago. Wow, this was recent. Okay, interesting. Drew Harrison says, I find it interesting that when discussions around how games deal with sexualizing characters, it is almost always men discussing how women are depicted in games. This entire thread is men weighing in on how to reach a middle ground, on how to make characters that they find physically attractive. That's not true at all. I know a ton of women that fight against the whole nonsense that is happening in the gaming industry with female characters. Like, there are women out there that are advocating for hotter characters that can dress up, characters they can make look cute. They don't want to play fucking behemoths. They don't want to play orcs in a dress. Like, nobody wants to play as that. There is no balance because the industry is still heavily skewed by being cis hetero male oh my god. Even your example shows the real life woman fully clothed in a jumpsuit while the character is in her underwear showing underboob. You've literally turned the person who looks and moves like a living person into a stylized Barbie in her underwear. The physical attractiveness of the character is such a moot point to creating a good video game. Michael simply says, then this thread isn't for you. Stop policing. Shout out to Michael Casely. He's apparently an award-winning sound designer. For what, I have no idea because this is a screenshot, but shout out to that. That reply is fucking amazing. He didn't even bother having a conversation. He's like, well, this is not for you then. Stop policing. And then if you go over to where Grums says her LinkedIn now shows a date of September 2025 as the ending month of her work at Sucker Punch Production. So after 9 years in 1 month, so much for that 10 years, huh? You made it to 9 years, not 10 years. But anyway, after a little over 9 years of work, you gave it all up to fight for Palestine. You gave it all up to fight for Gaza. You think Gaza's looking at you now while you're at the unemployment line and saying, we need to save this girl? No, they're not. They don't give a shit. They don't give a fuck. They don't care. You literally mean nothing to them, but you gave it all. You gave it all to fight fascism from your apartment building behind a little bit of air conditioning. You are truly a warrior. Congratulations. So again, now when it comes to the conversation about Ghosts of Yotei, for me personally, I'll never tell you what to do with your money. I have never told people whether to buy or not buy a game. When I review video games, I review them politically free as much as humanly possible and just talk about the good, the bad, the ugly of the game, right? I've praised some video games that are problematic, and I've shit on video games that people are initially were loving, right? Lost Soul aside, everybody was super excited for. I gotta tell you, that game is mid as fuck. But anyway, the simple point is this particular game, you could choose to buy it or not. That's fine. I, however, have made the choice that I will not be getting this game. I don't care. I don't care how many people want me to review this game. I don't care how many people want me to have an opinion, whatever, on this game. I don't care. I am not going to be playing this game in the slightest. This will be one game that I am not going to griftcast whatsoever. I refuse. I absolutely refuse. You guys can do it if you want. You can play this game. It's fine. I'm not going to tell you what to do. But me personally, don't expect me to play this game. And it's crazy because I reviewed Dragon Age: The Veilguard. I reviewed South of Midnight. I've played these games more than these fucking psychos who shill on Twitter about these games ever played these games. They never played them. I played them. I reviewed them. I told people the good, the bad, and the ugly about them. Not these people. They just told you to go buy it because there was a black character lead in it, or whatever the case would be, or there was trans ideology. Go buy it. But they never actually bought it. But me personally, this was going to be a game that I was going to review because I review everything as much as I possibly can, and people were expecting me to do it, but I am not going to do it at all. I absolutely fucking refuse. So, in terms of the overall conversation around Sucker Punch, I'll leave it to you with this. Drew Harrison, this person who got fired from Sucker Punch, did they deserve it in my opinion? Sure, absolutely. Does this change the sentiment around Sucker Punch? I don't think it should. Because Sucker Punch, as a studio, absolutely agrees with everything Drew Harrison says. 100%. Drew Harrison is a fall person for Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch is looking for a sacrificial lamb, and she gave it to them on a silver platter. She made it easy for them to do it. Sucker Punch 100%. Just looking at everything they've been doing with Ghosts of Yotei, looking at everybody they've been hiring for the project, looking at everything their developers have been saying over the last few months to almost a year now, they absolutely support this ideology. They're just going to use one person to be the fall for everybody else. So for me, I don't believe a single fucking thing that Ghosts of Yotei ever will say, or Sucker Punch ever will say. I don't believe a single thing this studio will ever say personally, because I know, we all know that they 100% don't want to fire this girl. They're just using it because I'm sure either their PR team told them to do it, the executives told them to do it, somebody said make her a sacrifice. That's all this is. So you guys let me know in the comments down below. What do you think about this person's firing? What do you think about the situation overall in the gaming industry regarding Charlie Kirk? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, consider hitting that like and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one. Yo, did we get raided? Did we get raided? Who raided us? Who's attacking our booty hole right now? Who the fuck is attacking our booty hole right now? I think I saw Nina Infinity in the chat. I think I saw Savvy in the chat. Who rated us right now? We got a Savvy. Hey, Savvy raid. I see it. Now I see it. It took forever for it to pop up. Shout out to Savvy. Shout out to Savvy. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate you very much. Thank you. Thank you. I should have protected my booty hole. I was filming a video. I was filming a video, but that's okay. Shout out to Savvy. Thank you so much. Let's get into, and shout out to Nina Infinity. I see you in the chat. I don't know if you're still here anymore because I think I'm boring. I saw a lot of people refunding Tsushima, by the way. I saw screenshots of people refunding Tsushima. Listen, man, Ghost is still going to sell no matter what. Just like I said, Borderlands was going to sell no matter what. We all know Borderlands 4 was going to sell. It's just whether or not it was going to sell as good as Borderlands 3 did. That's all it comes down to, because Borderlands has a big fan base, and Borderlands 3 sold a lot compared to Borderlands 2, but that was from the hype of Borderlands 2. But Borderlands 4 is doing really well right now on Steam in terms of numbers, but not reviews. So we're gonna go over that. We're gonna go over that. Where are we at? We got Seabrew with a 2. Peeper's joke was a Zax reference as it's his birthday. How the fuck was that a Zax reference? How the fuck was that a Zax reference? What? I am so beyond confused. I'm beyond confused. Shout out to Zax, though. Happy birthday to Zax, man. Shout out to that fucking big shouldered legend. Appreciate you, man. It's part of the Big Shoulder Club. Nina says, I was like, oh, he's on a roll. I thought you were on a rant. No. I was filming. I mean, I was on a rant, but I was filming a video. All right, let's catch up on Super Chats. RIP Charlie Kirk from Frost Puma. Nathan Gayson, LOL. Shout out to you. Mad Cats with a 2. I really wish I wasn't living in a historical event. True. And think about all the things we've seen in our lifetime. I mean, obviously it depends how old you are. According to the previous comment, I'm like 60 years old, so I've seen everything. But yeah. Demon Mage with a 4.99. We are gonna have to use bleep proof makeshift boots from now on for future public debates. Yeah, I mean, here's the truth though. I don't know. So I don't know if it is true. Let me rephrase. From my understanding, it has been advised to Charlie Kirk in the past. It's been advised to him to use bulletproof glass. He said he didn't want to do it. Now, he did wear a bulletproof vest, but obviously that's not going to do much when your neck gets fucking shot, right? So like, but he said he didn't want to use bulletproof glass, and I could see why he wouldn't want to do it, because it's all about letting your guard down. And I know this is a catch-22 because this sets you up, right? When you let your guard down, you set yourself up for someone to take advantage of that. But by not having glass around you, it makes it more of a personal connection with whoever you're debating or having a conversation with at the school. And since he was trying to reach young minds, I can see why he didn't want to use glass. He wanted to be inviting to people. He had security, obviously. He had emergency services there. He had everything there, but he didn't have glass there. So I could see why he would want to do it. But the truth is that unfortunately we live in a world where you just can't do that. You just can't let your guard down like that, unfortunately. Even if you have good intentions, because the people who don't have good intentions will take advantage of that and then call you a fascist after they kill you. Like, can you imagine the world we live in? Like the guy who chose not to protect himself because he wanted to be as open as possible with the people he's talking to, he's the fascist. Fucking crazy. Adam June with a 2. I put the Asmongold video. Oh, thank you, bro. Thank you. I appreciate that. I can help with that with a 199. They're all fixing to learn. Fuck around and find out. Yep. 100%. Ron DFK with a 2. One could say sucker punched they themselves. Basically. A Dragon with a 2. Dev at Yotei. Another one bites the dust. Yep. And again, I want to be very clear. There are people out there that are like, oh, you shouldn't celebrate somebody losing their job. I don't care. I've made that very clear many times. You want to know why I don't care? Because these people won't care if I lost my work. They won't care if you lose your work. They won't care about any of that. And here's the truth that nobody wants to say. You get fired, you could get another job. You get shot and killed, you can't get another life. So if I celebrate you losing your job, you can get another job. You celebrating Charlie Kirk losing his life, he can't get another life. Those are infinitely different. in my opinion. And plus, these people have proven everything that we have been saying. They won't care if you die. They would actually celebrate it. How long have we been saying this? We've been saying this even before they tried to take out Trump. We've been saying this for the longest time. And they proved it. They proved it immediately. They didn't even bother waiting. They proved it. They couldn't wait. They couldn't help themselves. They were like, yes, this is my moment. They couldn't wait. So again, if they can't even show restraint in holding back their celebration a little bit, then what makes you think they're going to hold restraint when it comes to making sure you don't exist anymore? I'm just saying. Did we hit tier 2? Holy shit. We hit tier 2? No shit. No shit. This is the part where Nina Infinity freaks out. This is the part where she's like, I fucking hate this shit. Oh, man. Shout out to you guys for helping us here, tier 2. I appreciate that, man. I really do. There's going to be a lot of new people in the chat. They're going to be like, huh? What? I'm confused. Why is he wearing ears? I don't understand the lore. There's too much lore going on right now. I don't understand. Peaches and Cream with a 5. They act like companies don't look at these people's socials to see what they post. How dumb are these folks? Well, I mean, of course they do. Of course they do. They look at that stuff, of course. But again, if it's you or the company, it's going to be you every time. Literally every time it's going to be you. So I just wish these people would stop lying. I really do. I wish they would stop lying. Some of them have stopped lying, by the way. Like the whole using of coded language. It would be a shame if this person gets off. You know what I mean? Like that whole stuff. I'm glad they stopped. And I'm glad that they finally came out and started just being real. Just being real. Some of them aren't. Some of them are like, oh, I wish he didn't die, but I'm also not going to be sad that he did. Like, I just wish that you would just come out and just be like, yep, I want him dead. I'm happy he's dead. Yep. That's it. Just be real, you know? But they're not gonna do that because these people are cowards. They rather hope that someone else does it for them. Why do you think they like doxing people? They like doxing people not because that means that they're gonna do something. They're doxing people all the time in the hopes that someone finally does it for them. Otherwise, nothing's gonna happen. They're not gonna do anything, but they're hoping that somebody else will. That's basically it. Raptor Kratos with a 2. I want to live in a Pokemon world. You sure about that? Are you sure about that? T-Jab with a 1570 says this is tier 2 officially being reached. Woo is unlocked. Shout out to T-Jab, man. Thank you so much for helping us get to tier 2 with everybody else, man. Fucking legend. Anubis Hades with a 2. Still need a hand for my last ball, Crickets. Bro, how do you not have a ball yet by now? How do you not have a ball yet? Come on. Somebody help Anubis Hades get a nut. Hey. Oh, damn. That was gay. That was.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
That was gay. Yeah. All right, well. Got to pause that one. Titan Wasp becomes a member. All on his own. Shout out to Titan Wasp. Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Matt says, you offering? No. I am not offering. I am not offering. No, sir. No, sir, Bob. I am not offering. By the way, the killer is still on the loose somehow. Yeah, we know that. We know that, bro. Little Hypnotic for fucking shit. For a 5, my cat ears are cooler. Yours look gay. Miss Sonia is the best. God damn it. Shout out to Little Hypnotic. Thank you so much. But is it really that weird, though, Hound? Is it really that weird? Listen, man, if this was a leftist activist, they got shot, right? And it was done by a supposed right-winger. The FBI would know who did it yesterday. They would have figured it out within 10 minutes of the incident. They would have them in custody. They would have the entire manifesto leaked immediately. It wouldn't even be a question. You know? So, no, you're good, bro. You're good. You're good. You're good. You are good, my man. You are good. All right, let's get to the last topic. We're going to make the last topic about Borderlands because I want to talk about something gaming related, bro. Sincerely. I mean, it is just crazy. The world is crazy, but we still can talk about this because it's this game is getting felted, man. Even though it is selling well, just like we predicted, it's selling well. You can't lie about that. It's selling very well. Well, very well in terms of relative sense. I don't know if it's very well for a Borderlands game, but I'm sure they're going to tell everybody it is. It's not looking too good. So let's see where we at. Oh, also they're trying to gaslight people, by the way, about their EULA. They're trying to say our games are not spyware. They're not spyware. Stop lying. They're not spyware. Sure about that? Look at this fucking guy, Denariah, bro. Denariah with a 189. Exposed. I knew you were gay. Jack, clip that. Fuck you, man. Shout out to Denariah, man. Fuck you, bro. Love you, man. All right, so we gotta talk about Borderlands. This is pretty ugly. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty ugly, boys. This is pretty ugly. And sorry, I have a friend texting me about fucking Charlie Kirk. When I tell you that this is affecting normies, like people, everybody's gonna know his name and everybody's gonna watch his videos now. You done fucked up so bad. Anyway, Hypno, you have friends? Yes, I actually do. I have a lot of friends. Shockingly. All right, so let's talk about Borderlands 4. It's looking pretty bad for Borderlands. And it's so ironic. We're gonna get into the video. I'm just giving you a precursor. It's so ironic because we did a video just the other day, right? We did a video just the other day talking about Borderlands and talking about how there's red flags on the field. There's red flags everywhere, right? If you're looking at Borderlands 4 and you're expecting a finished product, if you're expecting a good product at launch, you're retarded. Sincerely. Like, I mean that in all of the best ways. There's no way that you could look at everything that was happening and then Randy Pitchford as well talking about you need to expect lower performance. Bro, when the CEO tells you to expect lower performance on older rigs, you think he means just older rigs? No, absolutely not. This guy is trying to set the stage for all the complaints that he knew was coming. Right? So, damn, man, the super chats are coming in like crazy today, bro. The Flatlander with a 5. Damn, first night home and I probably got to skip Waifu Battle. Got a bug and a red dress on my mind. Sorry, bro. I'm trying to get to the Waifu Battle, but it's so much. I didn't get to stream yesterday. I couldn't do it mentally. I tried and I only got so far and I called the stream early. So there's a lot to catch up on, you know? There's a lot going on. Mad Catso with a 2. I deadass wanted Borderlands 4, but performance is what the fuck? Yeah, bro, we're going to talk about it. All right, so let's get into it. We're going to go over the numbers, which are good. There's no doubt about it. These are good numbers. Like, can't lie about it. As expected. And we are going to talk about the reviews, which are no bueno. We're going to talk about the you want to see something funny real quick before the video? I'm going to give you a little teaser. Look at this. To the people complaining, stop being a lying fascist. Everything is fascism now. Everything is fascism. Oh my God. Unbelievable. How much is this game again? $69.99. Damn. Oh, there you go. Let's move up. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So in today's video, we are going to be following up on Borderlands 4, and pretty much everything we predicted to happen with Borderlands 4 is coming true. You know, when we talked about Borderlands 4, we said that this game was going to sell no matter what. The question was going to be whether this game was going to sell as good in terms of copies sold in a certain amount of time versus Borderlands 3, which had all the hype from the beloved game of Borderlands 2. Now, Borderlands 4 has finally reached our shores and has released, and the game is doing very well from a number standpoint. Right now, the game on Steam is at 207,479 all-time concurrent players on Steam, which is a fantastic number. There's no doubt about that. However, there's one thing that is glaringly wrong with this game, and that has to do with the reviews. There's over 6,000 reviews already for this game, and it's at almost a 50-50 ratio, 57.86% positive. The game, actually, when it launched, was at a mostly negative review, but then suddenly a bunch of positive reviews showed up out of nowhere, boosting the score. So this game having terrible reviews, everybody's wondering, well, what's wrong with the game? Well, to be honest, it has to do with performance, right? It is the #1 top seller game right now out there, but that's not very hard to do considering it is a $70 game, brand new, and Steam's charts are all about revenue, not units sold. So if you go over to the reviews, things aren't looking good. Everybody's complaining about the performance, and this is exactly what we said was going to happen. You know, the Randy Pitchford, the CEO for Borderlands, he actually said to expect poor performance when it came to older systems. Now, when I looked at what he said, it made it seem like he was only talking about lower systems. But to be honest with you, from the reviews that we've been seeing from people, apparently without frame generation, this thing is struggling even on some of the best graphics cards out there. This person, Hannibal Lecter, says, none of my friends can even get the game past the start menu. When you quit and restart, it doesn't even close the original instance, and it still uses full memory. It doesn't matter how good the game is. AAA devs deserve low reviews on their games until they learn to release working titles. Indie devs release working games, but multi-million-dollar companies can't. It's pathetic, and I agree. It is 100% pathetic, and this is all that we saw happening. Like, we knew this was going to happen. Everybody knew this was going to happen. When we saw the reviews come in, when we saw Randy Pitchford trying to gaslight people about the game, the two things we said was this game is going to sell pretty decent, but it's also going to run like shit. It was pretty obvious at this point. Now, you have people saying that they're getting amazing FPS. You got this person, Titus, saying performance is fine for me. 120 to 140 FPS at 4K resolution with 9070 XT and a 9950 X3D. High settings, FSR quality, and frame gen on. Now, frame gen apparently helps this game a lot. Without frame gen, apparently the game struggles massively, just an FYI. Also, too, high settings is not ultra high settings, so you're not even playing at maximum settings. So you're doing the smart thing and lowering your settings to get better frame rate. That's what most people should do, but let's be real, not everybody does that. If you look at this one, this person says terrible optimization, another Unreal Engine 5 casualty, not worth buying in its current state unless you have a NASA PC. This person, who received the product for free, by the way, says Stutterlands. Holy shit. I'm sorry, that one took me out, guys. Hold on, pause. Hold on. He said, I'm going to use that from now on. Stutterlands 4 is fucking genius. Hold on, sorry. Oh, wow. That one got me. Holy shit. Let me get a drink. Hold on. Oh, okay. Anyway, I got to edit that out. This person who received the product for free says Stutterlands 4 review, an unholy trio of pricing, Unreal Engine 5, and de novo. I've been a Borderlands fan for years. The chaos, the humor, the endless loot grind. It's always been about fun first, never too serious. But Borderlands 4, it feels like Gearbox got dazzled by Unreal Engine 5, slapped on a $70 price tag, and forgot the part where the game is supposed to actually run. Randy Pitchford said fans should have realistic expectations, but if realistic expectations means paying $70 for a stutter-ridden mess that crashes every few minutes and wrapped in Denuvo DRM, that tanks performance even further, then no thanks. That's not realism. That's laziness dressed up as ambition. The stutters are constant. The crashes are brutal. And it feels like the game fights you harder than the bosses do. Every firefight turns into a slideshow. Every new area feels like a gamble, whether the game will hold together or not. For a series built on fast, frantic chaos, it's painful when the biggest challenge is just keeping the game from breaking. On paper, Borderlands 4 looks gorgeous. Unreal Engine 5's lighting, reflections, and seamless world transitions give it a scale and detail the franchise never had before. But the moment you actually play, the shine fades. Stutters, frame drops, and bizarre loading hiccups pop up constantly. Even top-tier GPUs like the RTX 4080 and 5080 are struggling to keep 60 FPS in 4K with DLSS on. And if the cutting-edge hardware can't do it, what chance do the average players have? Gamers on Twitter couldn't even crack 60 FPS at 1080p with an RTX 3070, a card that's miles above the so-called minimum requirements. That's not just a hiccup, that's proof the system requirements are complete nonsense. And Gearbox basically shrugged, warning that if you don't meet their next-gen minimums, the game might be unplayable. Imagine being told that before you even buy it, it's not honesty, it's them admitting they knew it was broken. But they also knew that people would still pay anyway. Now, I agree with all of this, okay? We already knew that people were going to buy this game. We knew that this was going to be one of the bigger selling games of the year. I got to imagine, especially for AAA, which is not saying much, by the way. But anyway, it's fine. But overall, that doesn't mean that the game is right. All right, it doesn't mean that the game is great. Doesn't mean anything. This game, if you need frame gen, and I've seen a lot of people need frame gen to run this game at the maximum settings at 60 FPS or anything close to it, you need frame gen in order to do it. You need fake frames basically to do it. That's pretty insane in my opinion. Right? Because with or without frame gen is a massive difference. We're talking 30 to 40 FPS difference. It's insane just how much of a difference it actually makes. So some people are going to say, well, as long as it runs. But I don't agree with that, right? This person gave it a positive review, but then said, yeah, where's Jack? Got it for Steam Deck OLED. So far, having a good time. The performance is subpar, yes, and no in the manner of speaking. It never crashes for the last couple of hours I played it. Messing with medium to low settings runs relatively decent. In open world, at least compared to Monster Hunter WoW's gunplay, is great, riding in more line with Borderlands 1 and 2. My main issue is the frame rate is just not stable when you're in a gunfight with more than 5 enemies. With particle effects all over the screen, textures and shaders could also use optimization patch 2 for it to be more aesthetically pleasing. But if it's playable, if you can handle 30 FPS and around that range, definitely wait for patches or optimization mods for a couple of weeks. To months if you're really hung up on that, but the game itself is pretty solid. 6.5 out of 10. 6.5 out of 10, yeah, exclusively due to the performance. So the game is so broken that at this point, people are saying, well, you know, if it runs, it runs. I mean, like, why are we accepting such subpar? I don't understand. I really don't. And it's so sad that it continues to be a thing. It's people are gluttons for punishment. Gamers with certain titles don't just want to let the title die. They don't want to risk it. They rather buy it, support the title, and hope the developers listen. And I get where you're coming from. Totally, I do, especially if you love the franchise. I loved Borderlands. I didn't like 3. I didn't like Tiny Tina's. I loved 1 and 2 so much. It's right up my alley. I've always played looter-style games. You know, I've played Diablo. I'm playing Last Epoch right now. I have almost a level 70 Necromancer. Like, I play these kind of games. I love looter-style games. And looter shooters are no different. But unfortunately, what they've been doing with their franchise is anything but interesting to me. And at this point, when you look at the screenshots of the game, you're not really seeing much different. And that's the saddest part about all of this. If you click the screenshots, this looks like Borderlands 3. How the hell is Borderlands 3 running so much better than Borderlands 4? And Borderlands 4 looks almost identical. Sure, there's a couple of better reflections here and there, whatever, from Unreal Engine, but this looks exactly like what I've been experiencing in Borderlands for ages. You guys are degrading your system more and more and more, especially as you moved over to Unreal Engine 5. So, I mean, what are we doing? Is this another franchise that's going to be sacrificed to the altar of Unreal Engine 5? I guess, I suppose so. Now, here's the hilarious thing. So not only are the reviews bad, right? And there are some good reviews, FYI. Again, I want to be very clear. There are some good reviews there. Great addition to the series. One of the best Borderlands I played. This person says played for about 4 hours, is way better than 3. I'm playing on my laptop, updated the drivers, and playing on medium settings. No problem so far. So most of the people commenting can't even play on the highest settings possible. I can only imagine what somebody who plays on those settings are going to experience, but I guess we'll see. But if you want a hilarious situation, you need to look at the Steam forums, because the Steam forums is always a place for comedy. Always. You got all kinds of threads going on right now. You got this person saying to the people complaining, stop being a lying fascist. Game runs great for me. Trans rights are human rights. FT and FCK. Guys, I tried to click it, and clearly that means it got deleted. So That got banned. There goes that. But luckily, I had it saved on my screen before I just found out it got deleted. So there you go. Are most of the negative reviews performance issues? Yes, I would imagine so. The humor is mostly gone in Borderlands. So that's another thing that I've been hearing. Apparently, the humor has been lowered so much in Borderlands 4, and they said that they were going to go with a more serious tone for Borderlands. Now, I don't know of anybody that wants a serious tone Borderlands, but I mean, here we are, and apparently this person agrees. Most of the humor is gone. Borderlands 1 and 2 had loads of humor, crazy characters. This game just seems safe, like having Scooter replaced with some boring girl who isn't funny at all. Went from handsome Jack to average bad guy, trying to control people. I don't know. Outside Claptrap, it just doesn't feel the same. Gameplay is fun, though, I will admit. This person says 55 frames native, refunded. This person says he's playing at 1440p with a 3080 graphics card, 11,900 processor, 32 gigs of RAM. This is not a weak PC. This is not a weak PC at all. You mean to tell me 1440p, you're getting 55 frames? You're struggling right now? Game runs on medium settings, and I have to run the fake frame generation to hit 110 to 120. Running with just rendered frames on native gets me 40 FPS in the open world area on the game that looks like a cartoon. I'll reconsider the game at $10. Bro, like, what are we doing? What are we doing? How is there this much of a difference to go from 110 to 120 FPS with the fake frames versus 40 FPS natively? I mean, what the fuck? On this computer setup? How is this possible? For Borderlands? This is not like this is Crysis back in the day. This is Borderlands. Like, this is not something that should be hard to run. I don't understand. I don't understand. Like, runs fine for me. All liars. Check the video. Undeniable proof that the game runs like hot garbage potato on the best hardware unless you turn on 4 times frame gen and DLSS. Unreal Engine was and is a massive mistake. For native 1080p on 5090 and 9800 X3D, you get 80 FPS with DLAA for 4K native. You get drops into the 30s without the fake frame generation. On top of that, hitches nonstop. Please stop lying. No, your game does not run fine when there are hitches and micro stutters everywhere. Unless you put all that low medium on 1080p, then yes, maybe it gets 60 FPS on mid-end, but also looks like crap. So again, guys, it's unbelievable that there are going to be people out here lying about this game. And listen, is there people out there that the game is running fine for? Maybe. But everybody that I've seen saying the game runs fine is saying that they're running the game on medium or lower settings. So you're not really running the game. You're just lowering the settings of the computer so that in the hopes that your computer can run it. Now, if you're running a top tier rig and you're still struggling, there's no reason the game should be dipping into 30 FPS without frame gen. There's no reason whatsoever. You got to be absolutely fucking shitting me for a game like Borderlands 4. So you guys let me know in the comments down below. What do you think about the situation happening with Borderlands 4? If they are leaving bad reviews, does that make them fascists? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, consider hitting that like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Guys, we are fascists. We are fascists. Stutterlands 4. That shit was amazing. They'll never fix it. Oh, they will. They'll just wait. They'll just wait. Is this worse performance than Monster Hunter Wilds? Supposedly. Supposedly it is. I haven't played it yet, but supposedly it is. Oh, you guys want to see something before we continue? I was going to make this into a separate video. I was going to make this into a fourth topic. So I'm just going to cover the headline really quick. But Borderlands, after all the nonsense that they've experienced, okay, 7 hours ago, posted a response to recent community concerns about Take-Two's terms of service, where they have consistently tried to say that Take-Two does not use spyware. They do not use spyware in its games. Take-Two privacy policy applies to all labels, studios, games, and services across all media and platform types, such as console, PC, mobile app, and website. The privacy policy identifies the data activities that may be collected, but this does not mean that every example is collected in each game or service. Take-Two identifies these practices in its privacy policy to provide transparency to players and comply with its legal obligations. Wait, so who is legally requiring you to collect the private data of people? Who exactly is legally requiring you to do that? Take-Two collects this information, delivers services to players, including to protect the game environment and player experience. You can read more about this in the privacy policy. Wow. For example, player and device identifiers are collected in part to ensure the game is compatible with each player's media, platform, or website browser type. It allows us to better understand how players play games and to personalize the user experience, like having usernames show up. Oh, wow. Hey, guys, give up your privacy so that you can have your username show up. The fuck? Account credentials are collected from users who choose to create accounts with Take-Two and its label. Oh, wow. This is interesting. Take-Two does not permit abusive mods. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, shit. Take-Two terms of service prohibit mods that allow users to gain an unfair advantage, negatively impact the ability of other users to enjoy the game as intended, or allow users to gain access to content that the user is not entitled to. We do this to protect the integrity of the game experience for all users. Take-Two generally does not seek to take action against mods that are single-player only, non-commercial, and respect the intellectual property rights of its label and third parties. Yeah, I wonder if they allow Gooner mods. Holy fucking translation! Did they write it in Japanese? Damn. So this is a whole lot of nothing. This is a whole lot of, hey, we actually are spyware. We just don't like you saying we're spyware. Like, we collect information, but it's only information we deem to be proper. Like, bro, you are what? Oh my god, bro. Is that Chinese? Is that Chinese? Shit. Thought that was Japanese. Whoops. Whoops. Well, regardless, there you go. Wait, so why did they translate it to Chinese, but they didn't they didn't translate it to anything else? Do you think it's because they know Chinese players will review bomb their games? Holy shit. They only translated it in Chinese, but they didn't translate it to any other language. It's because they know China is a massive portion of Steam and they don't want to get review bombed. That's great. That's great. They didn't translate for anyone else. Wow. All right. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. I'm probably going to make a dedicated video for that because most of my views on my channel come from my videos, so I want people to know about the story. They fear China. They definitely fear China. You thought Steam changed the review system? They did, but they didn't. So they changed it so that other people can't see reviews outside of their own language. But it doesn't mean the reviews don't stick. It doesn't mean the reviews are not real. It just means that if you're an English speaker, you're not going to see the Chinese reviews. So your score that you see is going to be different than when China sees. You know? Let's catch up on Super Chats. Old Man Cancel for a 2. Look at Satan Claus's review. It's got depth of Borderlands 4. I did. That's the one I read. Independent Corey with a 2. It needs 12 gigs video RAM to start it. My guess. That's insane. JP Direwolf with a 5. Keep supporting shit games and devs, and they will keep feeding you shit because you keep telling them how much you love it when you buy their games. Well, there you go. I mean, again, there's a difference between an average consumer and a reviewer. And I've made it very clear, if I wasn't a reviewer, if I wasn't having people looking to read my reviews and make decisions based off the reviews, if I was a standard consumer, you think I would have bought Veilguard? Get the fuck out of here, bro. I would not buy that shit. I would not buy South of Midnight. Wouldn't buy any of these fucking games. I would just be mostly playing looter games and Souls games. And MMORPGs. Oh man, Cancel with a 2. The Crisis series was breathtaking even now. Yeah, it was. 100% was. Crisis set the standard for a lot of people. Yeah, exactly. Dustborn too. I wouldn't have bought Dustborn. Oh my god. It's fucking horrible. We've gone from AAA games to Triple G games. Griff. Absolutely. All right, boys, listen. Shout out to all you guys. What a fantastic evening this was. Sincerely. It felt good to come back and just get back to what we do every day. Talk about the gaming industry. The good, the bad, the ugly. Join me. If you're new here, consider joining me on Hypnotic Gaming Live, where I stream video games almost every day and review them. We have a great time over there on Griffcast. Consider joining me. We stream every day, 5 p.m. Eastern. And also, if you're new here, I stream every day, 9 p.m. Eastern, and Saturdays, 8 p.m. with a panel for Saturday Night Hypnosis. So make sure you come hang out with us there as well. We're going to do something called the Waifu Battle now, which is very, very problematic to people who don't like titties. So if that's you, I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for everything. And I hope to see you on the next stream. But now it's time to do the waifu battle, and we're gonna dedicate the waifu battle today to Charlie Kirk, even though I know he probably would have hated it. he probably would have hated it, but you know what? Whatever. It's totally fine. It's totally fine. Yes, apparently South Park did pull the episode with Charlie Kirk, which I find to be very interesting. So let's have a good time, because we're gonna have let's just say we're gonna have a civil war of a waifu battle today. Should be fun. Here we go. All right, guys, say bye to all the people who don't like boobs. They're leaving. Say bye. It was great having them here. All right, in today's waifu battle, if you missed the last one, obviously, we had a new champion crowned during the last waifu battle, and then shit hit the fan. Unironically, so we didn't get to have a waifu battle yesterday, nor would I've had a waifu battle. Fuck that. But Yuna from Final Fantasy X is the current waifu battle champion, I believe, for the first time. Yuna is the waifu battle champion. So we're going to go over the rules of engagement before we bring out the challenger that's going to go up against Yuna to see if they can take her belt. Rule number 1, all super chats during the waifu battle can and will count towards a particular waifu, but the only way that it's going to count is if you put the name of the waifu in the super chat first. You got to put the name first, and then everything else can follow after that. If you don't put the name first, then it will not count. It doesn't matter how big they are. If you super chat after the fact and you put the name of the waifu you forgot to put the first time first, then I will make them all count. Rule number 2, you can vote for any waifu regardless of who's on the screen. It doesn't matter. You can vote for the champion, who is Yuna, or you can vote for the challenger, who you're about to find out. It doesn't matter who's on screen at the time. And trust me, I'm going to test loyalties today. I'm going to test all your loyalties today. And last but not least, after the second waifu comes off screen, I'm going to do a 30-second countdown. After that 30-second countdown, no more super chats are going to count. It doesn't matter how big they are. The last super chat that shows up on my screen will be the one that counts. So please, if you're going to vote, vote early and vote hard, ladies and gentlemen. Do we understand the rules? We don't understand shit. We don't understand shit. All right, boys, listen. It's time to test some loyalties, okay? It's time to test some loyalties. Now, I know a lot of people love Yuna, all right? I'm sure a lot of the girls that are in the stream right now that are watching, I'm sure they love Yuna. I'm sure they do. But there is a character that is also loved that a lot of men love as well. And I think this is her first time being in the waifu battle, but I could be wrong. She might have... Actually, no, I think she showed up once before, but she never won. I don't remember. Regardless, I wanted to bring her because it's been a long time. So let's see if she can take down her fellow companion. And it's not Lulu. All right, boys. The challenger that's going to go up against the one and only Yuna is going to be the one and the only. And if you played Final Fantasy XIV, you know exactly who this is. Y'shtola from Final Fantasy XIV, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start the clock and let's see who is going to win. Is it going to be Y'shtola or is it going to be Yuna? Let's find out. Who is it going to be? Isn't that the girl from Final Fantasy XIV? Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I know Final Fantasy XIV sucks now. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The game sucked, but the question is, Do you want to suck at them? Anyway, Chaz Dragoon with a 2. Clippy, anti-censorship is sexy. This fucking guy, bro. This fucking guy. The amount of Clippy donations that we get every single waifu battle, I guarantee that if Clippy were to show up in the waifu battle, nobody would vote for them. Nobody would vote for them. Panda Nautic with a 2 says Panda, but damn. See? You like that, right? You like that, right? Come on, boys. I know there's cat girl lovers out there. I know there is. I know there is. Biohazard says, is that Yestola? Yes, the name is on the bottom. We got Y versus Y going on right now. Mystic Vegeta with a $10 banger. Says Yuna, you know who cheered, bragged, gloated, and advocated for the death of people who disagreed with him? Hitler. What was he again? Fuck these goose steppers. Facts. Facts. 100%. Gray the Merchant with a 2. Yestola, also hi all. Fuck Rumble, been lurking. Shout out to Gray the Merchant. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. We're starting off a little slow, but it tends to pick up, especially when People's Champion ends up slowly but surely losing. Frost Puma with a 50. Yuna, Clippy versus Smash, JT Waifu Battle. Terrible idea. Mr. Melancholy with a 2 says Yestola, better titties. Facts. Definitely better, for sure. Dark Obsidian with a 4.99 says Yestola, she's my kind of cat girl. Very nice. Dark Mitcher says, God damn it, y'all need Zodiac. Oh, shit. I love the reference, man. I love the reference. That's funny. Omega with a 2, hashtag Yestola, just to be sure. That is Yestola, right? Yes. The name is on the bottom. The name is on the bottom. Come on. Come on. Charles says, I'm cheap, so I won't put in super chats. May the best girl win, though. That's fine. You don't got to super chat. You don't have to super chat. Do not worry. If those who want to partake, they can. And those who don't, they can just watch. Cat girls have handlebars. You can't beat that. I don't know if I would pull on the ears, bro. That's a little bit. I don't know if that's gonna work. I think they're trolling you on the name Hypno. Oh, I guess so. Maybe. Suppose. Independent Courier with a 2. Yestola, 53. The first tail that I want to grab. Yestola has officially caught up. Yestola has officially caught up, boys. Officially. Let's go. Shout out to Independent Courier. Now we got an even battle going on. This could be anybody's game right now. And keep in mind, Yuna won for the first time. Lee BB for 2 months. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you so much for 2 months of legendary status. Hypnotic Rapture with a 2. Yestola. Common America VTuber playing this at 10 p.m. Shout out to you, bro. Even Hypno had to take a pause for the cat love handles. Listen, man. Listen. All right, boys. Now it's time to bring out the one and the only legendary brand new champion. We got Yuna, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start the clock and let's see who is going to win. Is it going to be Yuna or is it going to be Yestola? Let's find out. Summoner versus Black Mage. Beautiful Zexel with a 5. Yuna for the win. Also, Charlie would have hated this. Also, fuck Mighty Keith. I know Charlie would have hated this, but it's fine. It's fine. Still a legend anyway. And Mighty Keith, I'm not even going to bother giving the time of day, bro. Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. I don't understand why the AI keeps putting her in freaking jeans. She never wore jeans. Listen. Don't worry about it. You like Dark. Exactly. We got Dark Mistress with a 10. Yestola, my big, thick mama cat girl. Shout out to Dark Mistress. Thank you so much for the 10. I appreciate it. The cat girl is officially ahead of Yuna. I believe anyway. She must be ahead or barely ahead. This is a really close battle. A little bit too close for comfort. But I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. Biohazard said, I'm just so fucking angry over this week that I can't even enjoy this. That's okay, bro. I totally understand. I totally understand. Again, there's times to be serious. It is time to try to clear our minds and just woosah a little bit, and this is it. I've always found like, these are always fun for me. These have been fun for years. You know what I mean? So I don't, I can't be angry all the time. That's what I'm saying. Just 95% of the time. Tedariah with a 5. Yistola, does voting for Furry Light make me even gayer? Yes. Yes, 100%. Fallen Angel with a 5. Yistola and Yuna 50-50 gotta support my post. Love Yuna's eyes and thighs. I want to pet that kitty and make her purr. Shout out. Dragon with a 5. Yuna, it must be freezing with this photo. Perhaps. Perhaps. You're always angry? No, I'm literally not. Literally not. This 24 hours in a day, I spend about, let's say, 6-ish hours of it on YouTube. That's a lot of the rest of the day. Damn, Hypnotic Rapture says, I would pet you stole this kitty all day long. God damn. This female gamer for the 10 for Yuna, trying to catch Yuna up. Trying to catch Yuna up with Dragon. This is way too close, guys. This is way too close, guys. I'm curious how this is gonna end. Oh shit. Oh damn, bro. Oh, the Yuna people. Oh man. Dranicius with a $50 mega combo. Says Yuna. God damn, bro. And then Ali Kusanagi with the double combo for the 30. Says Yuna. Damn. Yuna just blew ahead. We need a big time supporter for Yistola. Otherwise, she's gonna get fucked. All right, boys, here's the final countdown. If you're going to get it in now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And that is it for the Waifu Battle. Ladies and gentlemen, Frost Puma throws in a last-minute guaranteed chair shot to ensure the victory with a 500 and says, Yuna, first time I do this in a Waifu Battle. What a fucking legend, bro. Holy shit. Yistola, poor Yistola. No, Yistola. Damn, man. Dark Mistress is like, no. All hell Clippy. Damn, man. Poor Yistola. I thought for sure that Yistola was gonna win that one. I really thought for sure. I really genuinely thought for sure. Damn, man. They killed her. Yeah, they sure did. They sure did. If she shows up next time, I'll vote for the cat girl mama. Bro, she is done deal for a while. For a while, my guy. Mods are counting it up right now. We're going to see who won, but I think we all know who won. Here we go. T-Jap. The numbers are in. Shut it off. The music. Yistola with $30.93. Against Yuna with $112.12. Which means the winner and still Waifu Battle champion after the absolutely glorious Final Fantasy Waifu Battle is none other than the one of the only Yuna, ladies and gentlemen. Damn, bro. Damn. Shout out for the 1,000 likes. Did we hit 1,000 likes, really? Did we hit 1,000 likes? That's absolutely fucking insane, my guy. Holy shit. Apparently got 26 dislikes. That should make you guys think of something, right? 26 dislikes. That means 26 people came into this stream and want you dead. Think about that. Sincerely. Now, I don't know if anybody's coping and seething for the waifu battle, but I'm sure they are.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. Coping and seething.
And that's going to be it for the waifu battle, ladies and gentlemen. Yuna's going to go backstage. She will face off against another waifu tomorrow for Battle of Champions. Hypnocast, 9 p.m. Eastern. Do not miss it, boys. Do not miss it. All right, guys, listen. Shout out to all of you. We passed 1,000 fucking likes. That is next level insanity. We hit all our tiers. We got to talk about most of our subjects today. Damn, what a fucking stream. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Shout out to everybody who liked the stream, commented, spam the chat, super chat, gifted memberships. I appreciate it. And shout out to the Hypno mods for doing what they do every single day. I appreciate you guys as well. Join me for the raid. We're going to raid somebody right after this. So stay in the chat for just a couple of minutes as the outro plays. And we're going to go raid somebody and tell them to protect their booty hole. That's basically it. So thank you guys. I appreciate you hanging out with me today. It was great seeing everybody. And I will see you guys on the next one. Until then, go be bigots and go be gooners. Bye.
I am not gay. I have relationships with women and sex with men. And I got news for you. That means you can't.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Her dog, or her cat, was named Vagina. Vagina.
Put a ticket in, make her gag. Suck it in, just put a ticket in, make her lady gag. Fuck it, make her put a ticket in, make her gag. It means put a chicken in it, greedy, and make her fucking gag. Fucking pronouns! Fucking pronouns! Fucking gender ambiguity! Fucking current day California shit! 'Cause it's all we fucking know! 'Cause we're boring! We're so fucking Twitter hole! Twitter hole! Get it right!
At the touch of the black man, I bring life
I bring life. I bring life. I bring life. I bring life.